A Minnesota team that has played well on the road. They've won 5, but a Philadelphia team that has not been beaten at home this year. Could be a big day for the Vikings. With a victory or a Green Bay loss, they can cinch the Central Division Championship this afternoon. Hello once again, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist along with Dan Fouts. It could be a very big day for Minnesota, but there is, Dan, a sense of urgency for the Philadelphia Eagles. They come in 7-5.
Well, they know they cannot afford to lose another game because last year they lost 6 and didn't make the playoffs. Reggie White told us it's up to that defense, though, to get them back that feeling they had when they were 4-0 to begin the year and they were considered the best team in football.
Well, they will go up against Sean Salisbury, who makes his second start. He's the offensive leader today for Minnesota, but it's been a Viking defense as well that has led the way to their 9-3 mark.
Well, their ability to turn turnovers into points, led by the front four of Al Noga and Chris Dolman, Henry Thomas, and John Randall, they should put a lot of pressure on Randall Cunningham.
There is Randall Cunningham. The weather not really all that bad, despite the fact that Cunningham seems bundled up. Yesterday, the Army-Navy game was played here, and there were snow flurries throughout the afternoon. Right now, the temperature is 35 degrees, a wind chill of 14, so there is a bit of a breeze. I say not that bad, and then I look at the temperature.
Well, you know, the wind yesterday blew up to 47 miles an hour, so this is quite a break we've got today.
Gordon McCarter is the referee.
Okay, so the football, your choice. As you want. Okay. All right.
Vikings have won the toss.
Will receive the center.
Richie Kotite in his second season as the head coach of the Eagles. They were 10-6, as Dan said, a year ago and finished out of the playoffs. So also did the 49ers. But Richie said yesterday, 9-7 will get you in. We just don't want to lose.
He thinks that even 10-6 might get them in. But, you know, being 5-0 at home, Denny Green told us yesterday that really got his attention because there's something that the Eagles do here at the Vet that they're not doing on the road where they've lost 5 games.
Minnesota 9-3 mark, and Denny Green said last night he thinks that they still need a little respect because it's been well documented that Minnesota has yet to defeat a team with a better than 500 record.
Really got to admire the Vikings record on the road, though. And it's very similar to the way the 49ers have played on the road over the years. Of course, Green, coming from the 49ers, has adopted that business-like attitude when they travel. It's not for pleasure. It's a business trip, and we got to get down to business.
Roger Ruzek will kick it off. Darren Nelson and Keith Henderson are the 2 deep men for the Minnesota Vikings. Series stands at 10-5 Minnesota, and they can cinch the NFC Central with a win or a Green Bay loss this afternoon. Little last-minute equipment repair, and a little later than we thought we might. We're going to kick it off, but first, anticlimactically, that 17-mile-an-hour wind blows the ball off the tee.
And we can put a man on the moon, and as we've done many, many years ago, but we can't get a silly football to stay on a tee even in this breeze.
No chance of the snow flurries that we did see here yesterday. Those of you who were a part of the national audience for the Army-Navy game, and what a thrilling game that was yesterday as Army came back and won it. Well, it may take a while. Now William Frizzell will come up and do what he should have done about 3 minutes ago, and that is put his finger on top of the football.
Now he has 2 tries to put it on the tee. That's an NFL rule that not a lot of people know about. And
no, I certainly didn't.
After the second try, you got to have somebody put their finger on it.
You are the master of the arcane, and we haven't even kicked off yet. Now then, Darren Nelson at the 5 with some room. And a fine kickoff return by Nelson gives the Vikings a first down at the 30-yard line. And for 29-year-old Sean Salisbury, his second start as a National Football League quarterback. He played quite well before his family and friends in Los Angeles last week. A good offensive line with Zimmerman and McDaniel on the left, Loudermilk, Habib, Tim Irwin, the tight end is Steve Jordan. Terry Allen and 3 receivers, Johnson Carter and Hassan Jones. Chris Carter is on injured reserve. They hand hand it off to Terry Allen. He moves it out near the 34-yard line. Byron Evans is the leading tackler at middle linebacker for the Philadelphia defense. 4 interceptions to go with 110 tackles. It's White and Harmon, Golick and Simmons up front. The linebackers are Joyner and Evans and William Thomas. And a rebuilt secondary. Mark McMillan gets his first start today. Booty and Miano are the safeties. It's 2nd and 5. Salisbury, a lot of time. But then the pocket collapses and he is down at the 30. And it was Clyde Simmons and Reggie White who got there.
This is going to be a quick drop by Salisbury, just 5 steps, but then the coverage in the secondary is too good. You just can't hold the ball this long against this pass rush. Good job of Reggie White going low and Simmons coming high. That brings up a 3rd and long.
And Simmons gets credit for the sack, his 15th of 1992. 3rd and 11, play action. Salisbury deep for Anthony Carter, who's open. He beat John Booty. And Anthony Carter, who is no longer regarded as a deep threat, gives lie to that premise. 41-yard gain.
Yeah, it's just like Bradshaw said on the NFL Today. They're going to throw it deep to the slot receiver, as he did in Super Bowl 14. Well, the slot receiver today, Anthony Carter against Booty. And look for Salisbury to go deep early in this game as he did there. They want to get on top and force the Eagles to try to keep up with them scoring.
See that 12.3 yards per carry average? Carter is now regarded by many as a possession receiver. Here's Terry Allen, and he bolts up the middle over the block of Loudermilk at center. He gets it down to the 22-yard line.
With the injury to Chris Carter, who's out with a broken collarbone, the Vikings have come out today with their 3 tight end offense. Novoselsky, Tice, and Jordan, and they want to run the ball between the guards against the soft spot of the Eagle defense, Mike Golick and Andy Harmon. They've had a lot of success on just 2 plays with Terry Allen, gaining 12 yards and 2 carries.
2nd down and 3, no score, opening moments of the ball game. Salisbury under Loudermilk with Allen behind him. Strength of the formation to the right side, and they come right. The tackle made at the 22, and Rich Miano completes it as Allen moves the ball to the 21.
This is what Eagle fans have seen so much, is safeties coming up and making plays. Well, those safeties were Wes Hopkins and Andre Waters. This is Miano taking the place of Waters, and he has to have a big day doing run stuffing there.
Well, they do gain in their run support, Rich Kotite said yesterday, with that rebuilt secondary with Booty and Miano back there, but they lose something in pass defense, and you saw that on the long pass to Anthony Carter. 3rd and 1. Randall McDaniel fumble. Salisbury picks it up and drops down at the 25. And that means Fuad Reyes will attempt a field goal.
That was going to be a play action pass. Salisbury turned around to fake it to Terry Allen and bumped into him and dropped the ball. McDaniel, it appeared, was going to be out in the pass route here, number 64. Heads up play by Salisbury, just going down there, not creating a big turnover and putting his field goal kicker in 42-yard range.
Reyes has hit his last 6. This will be from 42 yards. Not a gimme by any chance, into the wind. So an opening drive comes up short, or it comes up wide right. No score. 11:15 to go, first quarter.
It's McDonald's Holiday Film Festival, now featuring the American epic Dances with Wolves. The original full-length video unbelievably priced at just $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich. So hurry in and pick up Dances with Wolves. Also available, the family favorite Babes in Toyland and the hilarious Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. These films just $5.99 each when you buy any large sandwich. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
If you could see inside your suitcase when you travel, you'd see how Samsonite Hardside protects what's inside. Because Samsonite has a crush-resistant outer shell and a durable hard-side construction that's designed to hold up over the long haul.
Daddy, did you bring me anything?
Samsonite Hardside. After all, you've got your life in there.
Introducing Ford Taurus and the look. Look at this and this. In fact, when you look at all the ways we continue to improve Taurus, you'll see why it's still without equal. Ford Taurus.
Stronger than most, this umbrella. 50% of the Fortune 500 carry it for their insurance and investment needs. Open in case you want strength and experience the traveler's way. You're better off under the umbrella.
Philadelphia Eagles have the ball on offense for the first time. Randall Cunningham, 17 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Up front, it's Heller and Shad, Alexander, Floyd, and Davis. The tight end for the third consecutive week, Keith Byers. In the backfield, Herschel Walker and Heath Sherman. Fred Barnett and Calvin Williams are the wide receivers. And at quarterback, Randall Cunningham. First down at the 25. Backs in the eye. Walker is the deep back. He gets the handoff against his former teammates and rips it up the middle to the 34-yard line. Van Waiters made the tackle. Waiters starting in place of Carlos Jenkins today. That is either a 9 or 10-yard gain, depending on the spot. Chris Dolman comes in with 12 quarterback sacks, trails Clyde Simmons in that statistical category. Noga, Thomas, Randall, and Dolman up front. The linebackers, Waiters, Del Rio, and Merriweather today. And Lee, McMillan, Wright, and Scott in the backfield. And Herschel Walker comes left, moves it out to the 37-yard line where Henry Thomas makes the tackle.
A lot of similarities in this game, Vern. Both teams on defense run the 4-man line, and both defensive ends on both teams are their outstanding players. So what you try to do is run between them, keep them from using their speed. So you're not going to see a lot of sweep plays today from either team, and we've seen success running straight at both teams from both running backs.
Herschel Walker last week against the 49ers limited to 2 yards on 3 carries. There's motion on the left side. Looked like Mike Shad misunderstood the count.
Ball start before the snap. 73 offense, 5 yards. Still
Ron
first
Heller.
down.
Not only misunderstood it, he didn't even want to go on 3. He wanted to get off early. Tough to hide, though.
Well, Gordon McCarter is the referee, and he identified Heller. It wasn't Heller. It was Mike Shad.
That's why they got names on the back of the jerseys.
And big numbers.
Yeah, 4 of them. One on each shoulder, one on your chest, one on your back.
1st and 15. No score, opening quarter. Back split. And Cunningham drops back. 7-step drop. Fumble. Picked up. No, dropped. And now chased down and picked up. And it's Al Noga. Randall Cunningham fumbled 9 times in the first 5 weeks of the season. He has had just 1 fumble in the last 7 weeks.
And it's Dolman's going to get credit for this sack causing this fumble. He gets around Heller. Looked like Cunningham wanted to set up a screen. Thomas can't get it. Now it's the hot potato here. Noga hoping he doesn't run out of room before he gets on it. But Cunningham drops real deep this time, and Dolman uses his superior speed to get around Ron Heller.
Dolman with the sack number 13. Noga with the recovery. First down and goal from the 9, Minnesota. Time has been called. I think Hassan Jones signaled a Viking timeout over on the far side. Yep. But first we'll have a little get together here. Maybe it was just an official timeout. I have no idea.
Well, you're not the only one. These guys in the striped shirts are having a tough time figuring this one out.
This is not mesmerizing. Maybe the ball fell off the tee.
Here we go.
The man coming in as a substitute may not legally call a timeout. Therefore, the clock will be set at 25 seconds. We go from there. He cannot call a timeout. It is no charge.
Well, then shouldn't it be a penalty? Is that illegal procedure? The clock was stopped. They're still not sure on the Vikings sideline what was wrong with that.
Well, no timeout has been charged, and it's first and goal. 3 tight ends in. Hassan Jones is wide to the left. Mike Tice and Novoselsky tight to the right. Salisbury, the sweep to Terry Allen. He picks up a couple, but pretty good defensive pursuit by the Eagle front line. Just to go back to that sack of Dolman and the pressure on Randall Cunningham. It was a real problem for Cunningham in the first 5 weeks when he fumbled 9 times, but he had gotten that under control. That was only his second fumble since week 5 just a moment ago.
One thing the Eagles have done is they've fallen behind in 7 of their last 8 games. And against this defensive football team of the Vikings, that could be crucial.
Second and goal, no score, opening quarter. Again, the strength of this formation to the right side. Allen tests the middle and nudges the ball inside the 5.
When you watch the Vikings this year with Jack Burns as their offensive coordinator, he came from the Washington Redskins. We're seeing a lot of the Redskin influence with the 2 tight ends. Tice is 6'6", 260 pounds or so. It's almost like another tackle in there. A lot of power.
Eagles make defensive substitutions. Now Anthony Carter's in the lineup. He goes wide to the left. Joe Johnson in the slot to the right. And a rollout by Sean Salisbury. He is chased and sacked. Seth Joyner. The Pro Bowler from a year ago gets his 5th sack of the season.
Yeah, he's just got too much speed for Salisbury to get around this corner. Really came out of nowhere. Jordan couldn't find him. And the Eagle defense comes up big again.
Seth Joyner, a one-time 9th round draft pick. And now Reveus will try one from 32 yards. He missed from 42 a moment ago. This one is right down the middle. So the Minnesota Vikings, with their 36th takeaway of the season, converted into 3 points. They're on top by a Reveus field goal.
Can a razor cut your beard below the skin without the blades touching your face? It can if it's a Norelco, because inside the floating heads, our lift and cut system lifts the hair so when it's cut, it can drop below skin level without the blades touching your face. Are you shaving this incredibly close and comfortable? You are when you shave with Norelco. Norelco, we make close comfortable.
This season, when you buy a KFC holiday meal, I'll give you a coupon book worth up to $75 on select Mattel toys. The KFC holiday meal. Feed a family of 4, just $9.99.
Happy holidays!
The Black & Decker Workmate. About all it can't help you do is clean up. But at least it gets out of your way, and it's a powerful gift idea.
You're about to see a side of Ranger you never expected. Now, all that famous Ford Ranger muscle comes in a body no one can resist. Introducing the '93 Ford Ranger.
Ford trucks, the best, never rest.
Ranger is how tough looks today.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Norelco patented lift and cut shavers. We make close comfortable. And by Budweiser, the king of beers with that fresh, pure, natural taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
8 minutes and 1 second remaining in the first quarter of play. Chris Dolman's forced fumble of Randall Cunningham led to a 3-point field goal by Reveus. And now Fuad Reveus, he is kicking into the wind. And there is the effect of it. That's a very short kickoff. Seidner at the 15. And Jeff Seidner, who had a 45-yard kickoff return to open the second half last week, gets this one out near the 31-yard line. Tony Dungy, the man in the middle, the defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings, one of the first hires by Dennis Green. That's Jack Burns on the right, the offensive coordinator. They have played superbly under Dungy.
These numbers all lead the NFL, and they're already adding to them. That sack by Dolman moves him to within 1 on career forced fumbles, Alan Page's record of 28.
1st and 10, Eagles, backs in the eye. Herschel Walker is stuffed. Herschel, who got off to such a quick start with the Eagles, had back-to-back 100-yard games in weeks 1 and 2.
And he already has, in this first quarter, 3 rushes, which is as many as he had all last week against the 49ers. Kotite told us we have to get him involved. And, of course, it's the same old story with Herschel. You got to get him running at the line of scrimmage with his shoulders square.
He has tried to insist this week, or he has insisted, that this is just another game to him. Some of his teammates say that is not quite the case. Here
they got Mike Shadd popping up again. He'll be called for a false start.
False start before the snap, number 79 offense. 5 yards, still second down.
It was Ron Heller, you see right there, number 73, who said yesterday in a team meeting that Herschel, who never says anything about anything, did get up and address the topic of playing Minnesota and how much it meant to him.
Heller really appreciates the amount of film work that Herschel does with the offensive line.
2nd and 15, 3-0. Vikings are on top. Cunningham will ad-lib it, flips it out. Oh, he flipped it right to Antone Davis, and here come the flags. And Randall gets up pointing to Antone Davis as John Randall improvises a little dance.
Well, in the shadow of Anton was Heath Sherman.
The forward pass was touched by an ineligible lineman, the penalty for which is loss of down at the previous spot. 3rd down.
You really can't afford to take more than your 3 seconds to get this pass off. Again, it looks like Randall is just trying to find one receiver and then look for a place to run. Randall gets in on the sack, John Randall that is. And there's Heath Sherman, who was hiding behind big Antone Davis.
Yeah, he was in the considerable shadow of Antone Davis. 3rd and 15. That is not a sack, however. It's just a penalty. Out of the shotgun, Vikings stunt, Cunningham in trouble. But then look what he does. And he did it for 30 yards.
And he told us yesterday his best chances of running today are going to be in the nickel situations. The key here, though, on this play was a fantastic block by number 41, Keith Byers. Watch as Cunningham will drop real deep in the pocket, and he's almost looking for a lane to run through here. He sees it to the right side. Now watch the block on Merriweather right here by Byers. Actually, it's to the outside against Anthony Parker. A beautiful gain by Cunningham. But that's really not playing quarterback. That's playing running back. Cunningham has got to perform in the more conventional pass offense.
That is Cunningham's longest run of the season by 1 yard. Flips it out for Walker. He escapes the tackle of Van Waiters and picks up yardage to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 6.
We're seeing Van Waiters taking the place of Carlos Jenkins, who was injured with a right knee injury. And Herschel stepped away from him, picked up a couple extra yards.
Ball at the 39-yard line. This is an Eagle offense that has had an unbelievable scoring drought in the first quarter of games. They have 2 field goals in the first quarter the last 8 weeks. No touchdowns. And as Dan said a moment ago, they've fallen behind 7 out of the last 8 games. Here's Walker, first down. Jack Del Rio
Talked about the similarities of both these teams. Both teams feel that among their better plays today, running the ball will be draw plays. And that just makes sense when you have great pass rushing defenses. Watch the penetration here. Heller just lets Dolman run himself right out of the play. And Herschel lowers his head against Del Rio, picks up the first down.
First down and 10 at the 34-yard line. 3-0, Minnesota leads. The short man, Heath Sherman, is stacked up by Jack Del Rio after a gain of 1.5. It was 4 weeks ago that Sherman joined Herschel Walker in the backfield, and they've almost split the number of carries now. Herschel was the primary running back until that time.
Yeah, and Sherman has the long runs for this team. This average 5.9. He's got a couple of 30-yarders, one against the Raiders and Giants. In fact, against the Giants, he went over 100 yards rushing for the day.
And his emergence in that backfield, re-emergence really, put Keith Byers at tight end. Second down now and 8. Back split. Here comes the blitz. Cunningham will run it. He's got some more room. That's a first down at the 15, a gain of 17. And just like that, Randall Cunningham has picked up 47 yards on the ground.
And the first long run was against a zone defense. You called the blitz, Vern. That means in the secondary they're playing man-to-man. They're trying to cover their own people down the field, so that gives Cunningham, again, it's the lane that he sees. And the defensive backs and linebackers are all playing man coverage, and that allows him to take the ball inside the 15.
4 minutes remaining first quarter, and another first down, Philadelphia. 5-0 at home this year. They've got 3 of their last 4 games here at the Vet. Here's Byers. He's a lefty. He wants to throw, and nobody is open because of good downfield coverage. Heath Sherman was the intended receiver.
Now, the Eagles would be a great sandlot football team because of guys like Byers and Cunningham. Watch Byers on this play. He's going to be looking for Sherman going down into the post, but the defense is well aware of Byers' ability to throw the ball with his left hand, and they've got it well covered. But there's one juke, and then another, and then down the sidelines. I would take them in the all sandlot team anytime.
Second down and 9. This is Sherman coming left. And excellent defensive pursuit. Van Waiters, who was in there in part because of Jenkins' injury, but also because he weighs 30 pounds more than Carlos Jenkins, and he's in to stop the run. He did then.
And again, it's a wide sweep type of play that the defensive speed of the Vikings is going to make it very tough for the Eagles to get wide on that type of play.
That brings up a 3rd and 9. And the prevent defense, the nickel defense, comes in. Walker this time goes out as a wide receiver, top of your screen. Barnett and Williams to the left. Play fake. Cunningham. That is short of the first down. At the 5-yard line. He needed 9, he got 8.
And of course, Eagle fans remember how short they came up last week against the 49ers. Randall gives Kotite the 1-foot sign. And now, will you go against this great Viking defense, or will you kick the field goal?
I think he's going to go for it.
But he wants a measurement first to see exactly how far it is.
And that is his right to request a measurement.
And now, because of the play clock's down to about 10 seconds, they're forced to call a timeout. That's not right. They should have got the measurement that would have stopped the play clock.
As times changed, so did the Ford full-size pickup. But it was always tough as nails, and boy, could it tow a boat. Today, it's still tough. But now it has more power, more style, more comfort. And boy, can it tow a boat. Times change, trucks change. But Ford Tough never does.
The best, ever best.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
He's slick talking and fast walking.
You have the right to remain silent.
Gee, Lowell, you could at least bought me dinner first.
He makes them sing.
I'm in the tent meeting. Miracles and wonders.
He saves their souls.
Just a country boy.
Whoa! Jonas Nightingale is coming to town.
We don't need no preacher selling us a lot of bunk.
Steve Martin.
I'm not selling bunk, friend. I'm giving it away.
Deborah Winger. Leap of Faith. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, December 18th at theaters everywhere.
You are watching the National Football League on CBS Sports.
It was just a week ago today against the 49ers on 4th and 15 that Cunningham found Calvin Williams, and that led to the spot. The spot. This film footage shot by our affiliate KPIX in San Francisco. Here's the stretch of the chain, and Howard Rowe goes down and says no. 49er ball. And here we are with a 4th and a foot and a decision to go for it.
A good decision, too. You're playing at home. This will pin the Vikings back deep in their end if they don't get it.
Quarterback keeper. Cunningham has got a 1st and goal, I believe. Now they will bring the chain out. I'm not at all certain, and we're trying to find out why the request for a measurement was not granted a moment ago. And Philadelphia used a timeout.
But they got the 1st down here on the quarterback sneak. And a quarterback like Cunningham, he has the ability to leap over that pile. A lot of his quarterbacks on that play just try to bury our head in one of the holes right down here. But watch his ability to jump over the top, and that's what picks up the 1st down.
1st and goal from the 3. Randall Cunningham, 4 carries, 58 yards. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Now Calvin Williams comes in motion. Keith Sherman, and he moves the ball to the 2.5. Jack Del Rio makes the tackle. Final 1:49 first quarter. 3-0 Minnesota currently, but the Eagles are threatened.
Well, you talked about how bad the Eagles have been in the first quarter, scoring only 28 points in 12 games. That's bad.
They've got a chance now with a 2nd down and goal from just inside the 2. High formation, Walker the deep back. Byers goes back to the right side. Herschel Walker comes up short. No touchdown. Mike Merriweather makes the tackle.
You see Eric Floyd there saying, hey, run it again. Let's do it again. We feel that we can get this one in. Floyd is 61. He's going to come down on Thomas. It's the lead play with Keith Sherman putting a great block on Del Rio. But 3-4 purple helmets there keep Walker out of the end zone.
Third and goal, heard a whistle.
On the referee. Injury timeout.
Injury timeout. So the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
It was Mike Merriweather that went off the field with the injury. And the officials will be charged with it and not the Vikings.
There's Merriweather getting the medical attention.
This is about the same amount of distance the Eagles needed a moment ago to pick up a 1st down. Question is, will Kotite call Cunningham's number again?
Third and goal. Yes, it is. Got it. Touchdown. That is only Randall Cunningham's second rushing touchdown of the season, and it is the first quarter TD for the Eagles in 9 weeks. And Jim McMahon is the first guy off to urge congratulations.
Cunningham had 2 long runs on that drive, but I think it's the 2 short runs that were more meaningful. The first down conversion on 4th down, and then the touchdown.
14 plays. Ruzek with the extra point is up and good. Philadelphia moves 70 yards for the touchdown. Randall Cunningham gets 58 of them on the ground.
6'4", Randall Cunningham barely getting in the end zone, but you see the official calls it immediately.
Comfort in a 4-wheel drive. Amazing.
I got a big crew and I need a lot of space.
It makes me feel tall.
It's tough but refined, kind of like me.
It's got it all.
Why do more people find themselves in a Ford Explorer than any other vehicle in its class? For as many reasons as there are Explorers.
Finders keepers.
Find yourself in an Explorer.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
It's the way we make you feel that makes people fly British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Here, there, everywhere. The DeskJet Portable. DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Make it happen.
Images can change. Just like that. With the Rebel in each and every EOS lens from Canon.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel and Rebel S from Canon. So advanced, it's simple. Simple.
An ultralight pilot out of control crashes into a cliff. Now, desperate rescuers risk their own lives to save him.
My concern was how many people are going to go down with him.
Rescue 911 Tuesday.
Randall Cunningham, 28 yards on the last drive. And now Roger Ruzek will kick it off from the 35.
That was really a Randall Cunningham drive, though. He had those 2 long runs, that 1 30-yarder, a 17-yarder, and then 2 quarterback sneaks, and the 7 points.
Make it 58 yards instead of 28 yards on that drive.
And we got the old elusive ball trick.
Now let's see how long it takes before William Frizzell. Oh, that away.
Well, see, the first time around, you only get 2 tries. Then any time after that, as soon as it rolls off, this is page 95 of the rule book, Vern. You ought to get your nose in there sometimes and look at this.
You had a lonely Saturday night, didn't you? In the room reading the rule book. Ball at the 35. Ruzek. Darren Nelson. Nelson breaks a tackle at the 30-yard line, and that gives him an additional 7 yards, a 27-yard return by the long-time running back for the Vikings. Now Randall Cunningham had that 30-yarder that really got things started, and then the 17-yarder and the 2 small ones.
And Kotite told us yesterday that he had hoped that Randall would have run more last week against the 49ers, but you know, in talking to Randall yesterday, he said that there are some certain gaps in that defense when it's a 3rd and long situation. I'm going to take off when I see those gaps.
Of course, he was out all of last year, and you saw the difference there graphically in 1990 and 1992. Now fits and starts, and Roger Craig is in the lineup for the Minnesota Vikings, and what a story the reemergence of Roger Craig is.
74 offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Brian Habib. It was just 10 days ago that Roger Craig had arthroscopic surgery on his knee.
It really is incredible, Vern. Having had a few of those scope jobs myself, I really cannot believe that Craig is playing today. In fact, he wanted to play last week against the Rams in Anaheim. Denny Green had to keep his equipment back in Minnesota so he wouldn't be tempted to put him in then.
1st and 15, 7-3 Eagles. There's Craig. What a run. I mean, it's a remarkable story. He had knee surgery 10 days ago. He's always had the reputation of being among the best conditioned athletes in the league. And boy, there's a testimony to it. That will be the final play of the first quarter. The end of the quarter with our score, the Philadelphia Eagles 7 and the Minnesota Vikings 3.
This high-performance drink cleans your fuel system to help maintain peak performance. STP gas treatment, the high-performance drink for your car.
Kmart has a great price on this 25-inch RCA color set.
With a built-in jack pack?
Yeah, and I can plug in my new VCR, a camcorder, video games.
A one-man attempt to revive the American economy. This would make a great gift for Tommy.
A rechargeable Remington microscreen shaver. Nah, let him keep the stubble. Girls dig it.
When was the last time he had a date?
You know, they say it shaves as close as a blade.
Kmart's got great prices this season. Now Christmas will be twice as merry. Ho, ho, ho.
When we gave the Escort of the 90s more power, better handling, more room, and a sleeker look, we received a special recognition. More repeat buyers than any small car in America. Ford Escort.
Just a hoot and a holler from Nashville's Grand Ole Opry is another place that's home to musicians from all over the world. It's Groon Guitars, where they sell rare and vintage instruments to everyone from Johnny Cash to Motley Crue. So if you go, remember, bring your pick and your Visa card. Because at Groon, you can take your licks on a 1939 Martin, but you can't take it home with American Express.
Yeah.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
He's been to outer space and back, but when Maurice writes his memoirs,
I envision Book of the Month Club.
His ego enters the stratosphere.
Could I see that a minute?
Northern Exposure Monday.
Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, quarter number 2 underway. Vern Lundquist and Dan Fouts. Eagles lead it 7-3 on a touchdown plunge of Randall Cunningham. Philadelphia 3 of their last 4 at home. Minnesota with a victory today or a Green Bay loss can clinch the division. Green Bay is leading 14-0 in their ball game. 2nd and short. Jordan leads the way. That'll be enough to move the chain. Mike Pitts, number 74, in a defensive tackle, and he makes the stop. Green Bay with a 2-touchdown lead in Milwaukee over Detroit, and Pittsburgh leading Seattle.
Roger Craig can expect to see the ball 25% of the time today. That's his norm. Talking to Denny Green last night, I said, are you going to treat Roger as if a guy just came off of surgery? He says, why? He's 100% healthy, and we need him to take some of the load off of Terry Allen.
Stretch of the chain gives Minnesota a 1st down and 10. There's Dennis Green. Strong candidate, obviously, for Coach of the Year. Bill Cowher at Pittsburgh, another candidate. This is the Viking team that has now won 1 more game already this year than they did all of last season. Mike Tice, tight to the right. As the Vikings keep a strength formation in, here is the reverse. Joe Johnson gets the handoff and moves it out across the 50 near the 48-yard line. Reggie White with the tackle.
And Denny Green he said, I'm the new sheriff in town. And he only said that one time, but you know how people like to pick up on nicknames and everything. And it's really turned out well for him because it got the message across to his team. He said, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to be change things around here from the traditional way we do things, but I'm still a good guy. I mean, after all, the sheriff is the good guy in the movies.
They fake the reverse. Salisbury, deep right side. John Booty knocks it down, number 42. Booty, a Plan B acquisition from the Jets a year ago, and he makes an excellent play
Now Booty can play corner or safety. He gives the Eagles a lot of versatility, but watch the quick break on this ball. Well thrown ball to Jordan, but Booty just laid back there, read the pattern and broke on it, and knocked it down.
Booty is now at free safety. Wes Hopkins' injured knee is on the inactive list today. And of course, Andre Waters on injured reserve. Here's the handoff left side, Roger Craig. He's got some room. Booty hauls him down from behind. But he got a quick opener with blocks on the left side from Gary Zimmerman and Randall McDaniel.
Yeah, this is really the power side for the Vikings. Watch the block here, and then also watch little number 20, Darren Nelson, come out here and take care of the linebacker, Thomas. Big third down conversion for the Vikings as they move it inside the 35.
Terry Allen now replaces Roger Craig, who is limping as he leaves. First down and 10. Minnesota 7-3, Eagles lead, 13:25 to go in the first half. Allen comes left, and he's got some room down at the 25. You and I had a chance to talk with Tim Irwin last night, the right tackle of the Vikings, and he was saying that the left side of this offensive line is really where the outstanding talent is.
Well, Randall McDaniel and Gary Zimmerman, 64 and 65. This is the pudding side of the offensive line, according to Irwin. He calls his side of the line the mud side. But one of the plays that'll be effective for the Vikings is a toss play like that. Allen has the natural instinct to cut it back over the middle where those big guys are.
Second down and short. I like the way you cleaned that up. Up the middle, Terry Allen. And that's a first down, Minnesota, inside the 20. Tim Irwin said, talking about Zimmerman and McDaniel, who are outstanding players, that side is chocolate pudding, we're mud.
Well, here's Habib. He's one of those mud guys. Watch his block down here, opening the hole inside here. Nice job on Pitts. It's the lead block by the tight end, Steve Jordan, coming out of the fullback position that gives the Vikings another first down.
First down and 10 at the 16. Again, the strength formation. Play action on the fake reverse, and Salisbury fires it short to Allen. He's inside the 10 and down at the 5-yard line. Scott Kowalkowski, number 57, makes the tackle.
That's a wonderful job by the quarterback, Salisbury, getting away from traffic and finding Terry Allen in the middle of that screen. They were faking all kinds of things in the backfield, trying to get some movement out of that defense.
And it'll be a first and goal at the 3. Sean Salisbury, 29 years of age. Third year with Minnesota, replaced Rich Gannon as the starter last week. The Eagles have given up only 2 touchdowns on the ground this season. Make it 3. Terry Allen, who had a big day in the win over the Rams last week, puts Minnesota back on top.
What an impressive drive for the Vikings. That offensive line just ripping huge holes in that Eagle defense. And Terry Allen gets his 10th rushing touchdown of the year. They're just running right at him, manhandling him all across that front line, the mud side and the pudding side.
And now Fuad Reveiz is on to try the extra point. It is up and good.
That's tight end Steve Jordan, 83, with the huge block on middle linebacker Byron Evans. The crack to the inside's all Allen needs.
Why drive an imitation when you can drive the vehicle that originated the species? Chevy Blazer.
Citizen, 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 elegant citizen, citizen, elegance. Oh, his citizen, one citizen with lots of citizen, elegant, elegant, perfectly elegant citizen. We've got elegance.
Join us during McDonald's Holiday Film Festival, featuring the American epic Dances with Wolves, the original full-length video, only $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Christmas is about families, and so is this computer, the Tandy 2500 RSX from Radio Shack. For the incredible price of $799.95, you get a 386SX 25 megahertz processor with 24 built-in programs for budgeting, word processing, and home education, with the power to run PC-compatible software, made in America by American families. Christmas, families, and the Tandy 2500 RSX, they go together. From Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
This game summary is sponsored by Budweiser.
49ers and Saints have already clinched playoff berths for 92. The Vikings can get in if they win today. The Cowboys play at Denver later this afternoon. They will clinch a berth with a victory there. Interesting scenario for the Broncos. Dan Reeves, with John Elway not playing, is going to alternate his quarterbacks today.
Very desperate move by a desperate man, but what else are you going to do? Maddox isn't getting the job done at quarterback all by himself.
Here's Rivas, and this is a short kickoff with a wind behind him, taken by Vi Sikahema. But what a downfield job he got out of the special teams, Anthony Parker. Richie Kotite says we can't afford a loss. They're 7-5, tied with the Redskins right now.
The important thing to remember is that 3 teams go in automatically as division champions, and there are only 3 wild card spots left, and it appears that that's what the Eagles will have to shoot for. Wow, look at Green Bay.
My goodness. Roger Craig getting an ankle taped after an impressive performance in that last drive. Here's the short handoff to Heath Sherman, and he gets a couple out to the 23-yard line. Tackle is made by Chris Dolman, number 56.
This Viking defense is really playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of discipline, and it's led by Chris Dolman and that front 4. They have been very impressive this year. Dolman told us yesterday that John Tierlink, the new defensive line coach for the Vikings, has helped him and the entire defense tremendously.
Second down. Here comes the blitz from the outside. The pass caught by Barnett. Colonel Lee gets some help defensively from Mike Merriweather. And the tackle made at the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 7.
And what the Vikings are going to do to Cunningham is they're going to force him to beat the Vikings with his arm. That first drive, that touchdown that Cunningham led, he did it with his legs. But so far throwing the ball, he's only got 13 yards.
2 out of 3, and they will measure this to see if the Eagles got the first down. Freddie Barnett, who earlier this season had a huge day in week 2 with 193 yards. Last week, he caught 6, but he had really been relatively not a part of what was going on offensively here.
And he needs to be the big play threat, one of the best in all of football. And for the Vikings for the Eagles to have success today, Barnett has to have a big one.
First down and 10. Calvin Williams in motion. Heath Sherman tries to sweep it left. Dolan gives chase. So does Waiters. And that's a gain of 1 on first down. 10-7 is the score here. Let's go back to New York and see what's going on with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Vern, in Milwaukee, Andre Ware has come on to quarterback the Lions against Green Bay. He fumbled his first snap. On his second one, Matt Brock sacks him. He loses the handle. Tony Bennett picks it up and goes 18 yards. And Green Bay has a 28-0 lead on the Lions in the second quarter, Vern.
Oh, don't you know how happy Eric Kramer is?
Didn't like being benched, did he?
No. Benched to give Andre Ware a chance to play. Here's Cunningham rolling out and coming up short of the first down. That's a gain of 6 out to the 38-yard line. Randall Cunningham with 6 carries already.
He's really reluctant to just sit back in the pocket as he did so well last week in the second half against the 49ers. So far today, On one of his very first attempts, he was sacked and fumbled. That set up the Vikings deep in Eagle territory. So you're looking at Cunningham now. When he gets back in that pocket, he's looking to run.
His high for the season was 81 yards in a loss at Kansas City. He's approaching that with 64 already. Wings it left side. That's good for the first down. Barnett at the 45-yard line. The tackle made by Audrey McMillan.
Barnett's a player who's capable of carrying an offense. When I played in San Diego, our deep threat was Wes Chandler. And any time that Wes Chandler had a big day, a 100-yard day receiving or scoring maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns, we were guaranteed of winning that game. It's just some players are charismatic and they have the ability to go along with it that lifts the entire offense with them.
That's a first down for Fred Barnett on the last play. Here's the blitz. Cunningham flips it out to Walker. Chased by Del Rio. Flies down the sidelines. And out of bounds with another 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
The Vikings don't really like to blitz all that often. They played a lot of zone this year, but here they're coming with a 5-man blitz. Merriweather from the far side. Cunningham reads the single coverage mismatch here with Walker being covered by the middle linebacker Del Rio. Good job by Cunningham and Walker picking up another first down.
Gain of 14 out of the backfield for Herschel Walker. And the ball at the 40-yard line. 7:18 remaining first half. And the yardage just about even between these two teams. Play action. They lob it to Sherman. What a dandy play. It was almost a variation of a shovel pass.
Well, watch Cunningham. He's going to fake the ball here and then come outside. Sherman will just be his lead blocker if he chose to make the play run that way. But very smart, good catchable soft pass. And Sherman is down inside the 25-yard line. Cunningham is now doing it with his arm.
Vincey, that was a shot put. Looked like a play Navy ran here yesterday. First down and 10. Walker up the middle. Well, I find it interesting, Dan, that we thought the defenses would dominate in this game, and yet both teams have moved the ball quite easily.
And they're moving it on the ground up the middle, but it's Cunningham on the last couple of plays with his arm. This is going to be a draw play. After you have success running it, then you want to come out, or throwing it, then you want to come back with a fake pass and run the draw play. Right at him. Good block that time by fullback Heath Sherman.
Williams goes left. Barnett comes right against Carl Lee. It's 2nd down and 4 with 6:10 remaining first half. Cunningham under pressure finds Sherman. He breaks a tackle. Mike Merriweather couldn't bring him down. And it's another Philadelphia first down.
Well, they call him the Tank for obvious reasons when you look at his last name. Tremendous strength in his lower body. Runs low, and he shakes off this tackle. Good job by the offensive line. Cunningham has about 5 seconds on this one. Looking for number 23, finds him. And then he just bounces off Merriweather, gets out of bounds.
First down and 10, 10-7. Minnesota leads Philadelphia. Backs are split behind Cunningham. Play action. He pulls it up and slides down inside the 5. That is his 7th carry. And he's averaging better than 10 yards per tote.
And he's showing you why he's the most unique quarterback in football.
I can't tell whether that is a turtleneck or a bandana.
It looks like he's ready to rob the stage.
Either that or going on a heck of a skiing vacation. I call them bold words for 3rd and 3. Walker. And the surge carries him to the 1-foot line. A gain of 3. And
it appeared that Cunningham called an audible on this play. Got the running backs in the I formation. The lead play, Sherman does a nice job on the strong safety, but it is the power and strength of Herschel Walker pushing that bobsled all the way inside the 1.
First down and goal, that much for the go-ahead. 4:23 to go first half. Walker denied. It'll be second down.
Just a great play by Merriweather and Robert Harris. The exact same play they just ran. The Vikings knew it was coming, and that's a heck of a play by 57 Merriweather and number 90 Robert Harris. Looked like Walker was going to go in standing up. Ended up heading back towards the huddle.
Second and that much.
Looks like they could use a new paint job on the goal line, huh, Vern? Look at that.
Times are tough. Walker again. No! Oh, what a gang tackle. He lost yardage. And it was Jack Del Rio leading the way.
Well, the Kotite says, hey, Vikings, this is what we're going to run. We've run it 3 plays in a row. But watch Del Rio, 55. He's going to go up over the top and get help from Merriweather. And there's our boy Robert Harris again, number 90. There's 3 guys that Walker has to beat. And once you're up in the air, you lose all your power and your history.
Third and goal. Touchdown. No flags. Sherman got it. Looked like Cunningham tried the hard count and it worked.
Got them back on their heels, and it was a quick opener instead of the delay to the deep back. Sherman took it in easily.
Ruzek's extra point is up and good.
Watch Cunningham turn and hand it to the up back. Sherman, he gets in over Shad and Alexander. And then he's going to pick out somebody to fire the ball at. How about us?
Imagine a rent-a-car company that offers special delivery right to your door. That's Enterprise.
Here, let me help you.
Enterprise, a special rent-a-car company that gives you special delivery.
What else? Isotoner gloves. Put on your Isotoner gloves and let's go out and play. So you take care of the hands that take care of you.
Like I got an 88 Chevrolet Silverado with 304,000 miles. I drive it to work, 125 miles one way to work, 304,000 miles, still rolling.
This is a 1986 Chevrolet Scottsdale. The truck has now 577,000 miles on it. It always give me my dollar when I needed my dollar.
Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Keep tires on it, keep gas in it, it'll go.
This party's getting off to a good start.
Hold on, I got a surprise.
Ooh, champagne.
Your clothes, tasty.
The color's beautiful.
Oh, this is great. Was this new? Yeah, it's Blanc de Noir. It's what?
Blanc de Noir.
Oh, that's easy for you to say.
I've never had a champagne like it.
That's the surprise.
Blanc de Noir, a wonderful new taste from Tots. Blanc de Noir. There's no champagne quite like it.
When Herman needs a roommate, will he move in with Frida?
I can only think one drawback to the whole thing.
Hey, what's that?
My life would be a living hell.
Evening Shade, Monday.
Philadelphia moves 74 yards in 14 plays, this time primarily through the air. Heath Sherman, though, gets the touchdown on the ground, and the Eagles go back on top 14-10 with 2:54 to go in the first half. Roger Ruzek will kick it deep. Darren Nelson and Ronnie West are now the deep men. This will be Ronnie West near the sideline. It'll go out of bounds and come out to the 35-yard line. So Minnesota trails by 4. Randall Cunningham did it on the ground in the first drive when he rushed for 58. On the last drive, he was perfect, 5 of 5, and he threw for 53 yards, leading the way to the touchdown. 2:50 to go, first half of play. Eagles on top by 4.
The more you take away from this Chevy Cavalier VL, the more it resembles the Honda Civic DX. Take away Cavalier's anti-lock brakes, base coat clear coat paint. Take away its two-sided galvanized steel, automatic door locks, Scotchgard treated seats, and toll-free 24-hour roadside assistance. But there's at least one thing you'd have to add. $1,500. The Chevy Cavalier. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
This Magnavox portable CD player with pure digital sound is the best thing to take on vacation. Unless you compare it with this clever Magnavox 5-inch TV, great pictures anywhere. Of course, the best is this compact yet intelligent Magnavox camcorder with autofocus. Unless you take this Magnavox 3-inch LCD TV, which connects to my camcorder so I can watch my vacation on the ride home. Looks as though I had a pretty good time.
The ingenious products from Magnavox. They're smart, very smart.
'Tis the season to be jolly.
Tis also the season for a KFC holiday meal. A bucket of delicious chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, hot biscuits. Enough to feed 4, just $9.99. And when you buy a holiday meal, get a coupon book worth up to $75 on select Mattel toys at Toys R Us and other fine stores. The $9.99 holiday meal from KFC. And from Lake Edna, happy holidays!
The Israeli airman is a prisoner in Lebanon. The Muslim holy man is a prisoner in Israel. What he tells Leslie Stahl tonight could free both of them.
Across the street from the Veterans Stadium, the statue of Rocky. He graces the courtyard of the Spectrum and the sporting complex, southern part of Philadelphia. And inside, 65,000 plus on hand as Minnesota gets the ball back with 2:54 remaining first half. Salisbury with a screen pass left side, and Mike Golick, number 90, was right in his face. It was Golick who is one of the more delightful characters in the National Football League, who put the pressure on Sean Salisbury that time.
This is really an unusual play where you fake the ball and then you're going to screen the ball to the guy you faked it to. The screen is set up there, but it's the pressure of Golick, and Allen a little bit late coming out for the catch. And that will go down as a hurry, a very important statistic for Mike Golick since he doesn't get many sacks.
2nd and 10. Gary Allen, there's a broken tackle. And a terrific run across the 50 and down at the 45-yard line. Mark McMillan, number 29, made the stop. But a gain of 19 and a little fracas breaks out at the 45, which brings 2 flags. With it.
Clyde Simmons wants a piece of Anthony Carter.
That's a mismatch.
You bet it is. I put my money on 96 in this one.
Whoa.
He's big and he's motivated right now. And you got to know it's probably has to do with blocking below the waist there.
Offsetting personal fouls after the play. They nullify at the dead ball spot. We've got a first down.
Tough to get out sometimes.
Now let's get nippier here in Philadelphia.
Gets the vocal cords.
But Anthony Carter messing with the wrong guy there. Big Clyde's got him at least on the reach, height, and weight. I just hate to see those offsetting personal foul penalties. I think both players should be penalized and be forced to sit out at least one play.
That is a good antidote to that. Here's first down in Salisbury. Rolls right. Off his heel, goes deep, incomplete. That was intended for Jake Reed, and Mark McMillan, all 5'7" and 165 pounds, was doing a good job of covering.
He's got 3 receivers over here, so you would think the attention of the Eagle defense would be against these 3, but it's the 6'3" matchup here of Jake Reed on little tiny Mark McMillan, who says he's 5'7". that the Vikings wanted to take advantage of. That's the first time they've tested McMillan.
Here's a quick flip. And that pass is complete to Joe Johnson. Mark McMillan makes the tackle, number 29. McMillan, who told us yesterday, not only can he dunk a basketball, he can palm one.
Yeah, and then Mike Golick, who heard that comment, said, what kind of basketball? One of those Nerf basketballs? He's got a 39-inch vertical leap, so he can get right up there.
He's not the only small one they've got. Jeff Seidner is only 5'6", and they've been nicknamed Pee-wee. There's McMillan from Alabama. Richie Kotite said he is an outstanding cover man. We have reached the 2-minute warning. Been a good ball game thus far. 14-10, Eagles lead, Vikings moving.
A look behind the scenes as sports and science converge, brought to you by AT&T. Football training camp may hardly seem like a place for innovation, but the Denver Broncos now use a unique exercise to improve speed. Small parachutes create drag during sprint and cutting drills. Because the resistance occurs while the athlete is running at full speed in a normal running stance, many Broncos have increased their speed and explosiveness with this new method.
Now, all over the world, the sisters and mothers and best friends waiting to hear from you can hear from you for a lot less. Introducing the AT&T Special Country Plan. Save 15%. It's easy. There's no monthly fee. Just call right now and tell us your one special international country and start saving to everyone in it every hour of every day. We'll always be there to make calling more affordable.
These cars seem pretty much the same. But the more you get to know Chevy Lumina Euro, the more you realize you get more car for your money. Like a bigger standard engine, standard anti-lock brakes, air conditioning, and more room. Lumina even has a higher resale value than Taurus. More car for your money when you buy it, more money for your car when you sell it. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
This week, playing the Minnesota Vikings. Thought I'd get in that Nordic frame of mind. Leif Erikson, move over! I'm Mike the Magnificent, and I'm in search of a crew. I found my crew. Now it's time to go exploring. Mount up! We must be great. Now row!
They didn't row. Mike Golick, he is irrepressible. On third down, into the flat, Roger Craig. Eric Allen forces him out of bounds. It'll be fourth down.
Golick definitely doesn't have his horse in the water, does he, Vern?
Mike Golick, he's got one sack for the season. It just came a couple of weeks ago, and he said his next door neighbor came over and put a potato sack on his lamppost and said, Mike, this may be the only sack you get all season. He's a wonderfully humorous guy. And his brother Bob, of course, longtime defensive tackle for the Browns and now the Raiders. On fourth down, Newsom, flag is down. Fair catch called. And that will be a touchback if the play stands.
Boy, heck of an effort by Jake Reed trying to keep that ball in play. See what the penalty is here. Is thrown immediately. Might be an illegal procedure call.
Yep.
Illegal motion. Number 35 kicking team. Penalty declined. First down.
So the Eagles get it back with 1:45 remaining in the first half. Richie Kotite's bunch has scored on 2 long drives, and they lead by 4.
Out here we work part-time and play full-time.
I was 18, didn't have a care, working for peanuts, not a dime to spare.
To get the most fun out of every dollar, get into America's best-selling first truck. S10 pickup for around $8,000 from Chevrolet. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Like a rock, oh, like a rock.
Make it clear. Make it colorful.
make it both. The DeskJet 550C. With DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard, it's easy to make it happen.
Citizen, 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 elegant citizen, citizen, elegance. Oh, his citizen, rare citizen, one citizen with lots of citizens. Elegant, elegant, perfectly elegant citizen, we've got elegance.
You own some Zadcore, right? Think I should sell it? I got out weeks ago, right after my broker's firm downgraded the stock. Now don't tell me that your broker's still hollow. Who knows? I use a discounter. A discounter? What do you think? Just because you know how to make money, you know how to invest it? Well, I just thought that, you know... I've got a terrific guy over at Payne Webber. Call him. Come on, how's some broker gonna know what's right for me? He'll ask.
Saturday on CBS Sports, the Giants visit the Cardinals in Phoenix. It all begins at 3:30 Eastern Time with the NFL Today. Greg and Terry will take a special look at the first-year coaches, including Pittsburgh's Bill Cowher. We put a special microphone on the man who might well be Coach and Rookie of the Year at Saturday at 3:30. First down and 10 from the 20. Out of the shotgun, Randall Cunningham, and the blitz is on. He goes left side, and a nice spin move by Barnett. And he moves the ball 20 yards out to the 40-yard line.
Eagles have 2 timeouts to work with. That's a wonderful way to start your hurry-up offense. Big effort by Barnett after the catch.
Cunningham is 6 of 7 now throwing the ball in the first half. He's hit his last 6. Make it 7. Here's Byers. And he leans out to the 50-yard line, just short of the first down. Now Randall and the Eagles will call timeout and stop the clock with 66 seconds remaining in the first half. It'll be second down and about a foot needed for the first down when we come back.
Panasonic presents a unique and highly evolved Smooth Operator. The new Smooth Operator 2 with float control is the only razor to unite the comfort of twin independent floating heads with the closeness of a warm, wet shave. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. The new Smooth Operator wet dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you would be.
Dennis Green in his first season as the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. We chatted with Chris Dolman, the longtime veteran defensive end, about Dennis Green. Dolman said the thing he most appreciated about Green when he came in is the first thing he said is this is not a rebuilding year. We're going to move and not overhaul everything. Second and short. Cunningham looks deep, fires deep. Incomplete for Roy Green. Speaking of veterans in this league. Now in his 14th season. That'll be third and short.
Now Roy Green still has that speed to get deep. You know, he's had a wonderful career, first with the Cardinals. One of the last guys before Deion Sanders to play both defensive back and wide receiver.
Did that with the Cardinals. He also was in the record books with a 106-yard kickoff return. Here's Byers. He's got a first down at the 45-yard line. The Eagles are really moving the ball. That is their 15th first down in the first half. And another, whoops.
Now that ought to get a flag. Henry Thomas took a jab, and now he's fighting his own guys.
And Cunningham kills the clock with 38 seconds to go. There was no flag thrown. And there certainly was nothing offsetting about it. Upsetting, maybe.
You know that this guy would be involved in it.
Ron Heller.
Ron Heller. Let's take a look at it. Couple of words exchanged. Thomas took a shot at Shad, who was helping Alexander keep Heller away from the action. They got to remember, they got to get lined up because the Eagles were lining up to kill the clock.
Now it's second down. 38 seconds to go before halftime. Blitz threatened by the Vikings. They're coming. Cunningham hit. Shovels it forward, incomplete. Well, he tried that earlier, and he hit Anton Davis. This time he does find Keith Byers, and he avoids the sack.
But he's dropping back a little bit too deep in the pocket, putting too much pressure on his tackles. Anton Davis 78 and Heller 73. Let's watch Noga come here, 99, forces Randall up into the pocket where he should have been to begin with. That pocket has got to be about 5 to 7 yards deep. These ends of the Vikings are too fast around the corner for those deep sets.
Well, he's starting a good 6 yards back, 5 yards back, make it, and then retreating from there. So he's 8 back now. And here comes Noga. And here goes Randall. And he gets a block from Calvin Williams. And he's taken down at the 29. That's a gain of 16. And a single season high for Randall Cunningham on the ground. He's now rushed for 87 yards and a touchdown in the first half of play. It's a first down with 20 seconds to go before halftime. Eagles used their final timeout to stop the clock with 20 seconds remaining.
They need to get about another 10 yards, Vern, because remember, this is the direction that is into the wind here. Rivez in the first quarter had a field goal from about this range that was short, and this would only be about a 47-yarder from this point. They need to get about another 10 yards to get Rusek in range.
Out of the shotgun again on 1st and 10. 4-man rush. That ball is caught in front of McMillan at the 24-yard line by Fred Barnett. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 15 seconds remaining.
It may be windy, but the wind is not going to affect Cunningham's passes. He's played here in the swirling winds of the vet many, many times. And the one thing he told his receivers is that I'm not going to hang it up in the air. I'm going to be throwing with a lot of zip. Make sure you get out of your brakes in a hurry and get your head around where that ball may be stuck in your ear hole.
Barnett again to the left side. Williams comes right. Roy Green is in the slot to the right. Deep left side. Incomplete, intended for Barnett, who got tangled up at the 10-yard line, but
and that was the pass. It looked like he tried to loop it into Barnett, and the wind, it appeared, kind of carried it to the outside.
Now out of timeouts and with a third down and only 11 seconds remaining before halftime, Roger Rusek will come on to kick it. He is 11 of 15 for the season, and this will be a 40-yard field goal. Nope. Like Fuad Rivez, it drifts wide right. So another terrific drive for the Eagles. Winds up wide right.
The wind comes into the vet blowing from left to right. In this direction, it hits this far grandstand and then pushes this way and then comes around. So when you're kicking to this direction, you have it at your back. What we've seen is a couple of field goals come up like this one and be pushed wide to the right. I'm not sure that when this one hits the ground, it's even far enough if it had been hit straight. Very similar to the one that Rivez missed in the first quarter.
And now, according to the clock, time has expired, but
12 men on defense.
There was a flag. And Denny Green said, that's enough of this.
Men on defense. Penalty is declined. Half is over.
Philadelphia Eagles move for 159 yards of total offense. They have the lead at the end of the first half with the score, Philadelphia 14, Minnesota 10.
How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says New Jersey Belle on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell the genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
.185 horsepower V6. Handling responsive to your touch. The 1993 Toyota Camry.
Taking the long way again?
I'll be home soon. Traffic's light.
Few cars actually move you. This is one.
An officer is caught in the crossfire.
4240, I've got shots fired here.
On Cops.
Weekdays at 5 on Channel 10.
I make pickles.
International hair braider.
The most explosive stuntman in the United States, I might add.
You're kidding.
Meet them all on You Bet Your Life. Weeknights at 7 on Channel 10.
Today's game is locally sponsored by New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. No other book can match it.
The NFL Today Dockers Halftime Report is sponsored by Levi's Dockers. Nobody does color like Dockers.
And those of you who have been watching the action in Milwaukee and Philadelphia, we welcome you back to our studios here in New York. Greg Gumbel along with Terry Bradshaw. Let's run down the scores and the highlights for you. Beginning at the game at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Seesaw game, the Eagles leading at the break over the Vikings 14-10. Randall Cunningham, pretty good job of running the football so far in the first half. 71 yards on the afternoon so far. It led to a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Cunningham.
Nice job, Randall. The last time these two teams got together, Greg, don't forget, Cunningham had 90 yards rushing.
In fact, they've been doing quite a job on the ground. Heath Sherman from a yard out put the Eagles back on top. It's a 4-point lead for Philadelphia at 14-10. If you were with us in the pregame show, you saw Mr. Prognosticator here predict something that actually came to pass.
Isn't it amazing, Greg? Hey, folks, we said that Tom Moore, the wide receiver coach of the Vikings, knew what Bud Carson, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, they coached together. They knew how to play against one another. We said that one of the things you had to look for this man, Anthony Carter, to go down in the slot and go hook and go because Bud likes to take two safety. There's one. Another one is out here, Miano. This is Booty. Anthony Carter will come down, a little play action by Salisbury. And what he will do, Carter will see the inside technique. Notice the inside technique? There you have it. Carter leans in on Booty, goes back down to the middle of the field. Look at this, Miano to the outside. You beat the guy to the inside. There's no way that the outside receiver can stop that reception because you have the entire middle of the field. The slot guy, right off the bat, first third down, first guy out of the box, down the middle of the field. You'll see that again. That was a 41-yarder.
All right, Terry, Minnesota needs a victory or a Green Bay loss in order to make the playoffs today. Doesn't look like it's going to happen in Milwaukee. The Packers are leading the Detroit Lions 35-10. Strangest play of the season. Brett Favre play action to Sterling Sharp. Now, because of the snow, Sharp thinks he's over the end zone line. And no, he's not. And up comes Melvin Jenkins, knocks the ball out of his hand. Sharp picks it up, scores a touchdown. It's not the way you write it up, but something to smile about once you're into the end zone. Meanwhile, Andre Ware goes back, and this just shouldn't happen to him.
Well, we talked to Jim Finks earlier, and he said they would discipline players like this. This is Leroy Butler leaving his feet, a cheap shot to the head. Should have been ejected from the football game. No place for that stuff.
Favre comes back with a 9-yard touchdown pass to Sharp once again. It's a 35-10 lead for the Packers at halftime. Also at halftime at Three River Stadium, the Steelers leading Seattle 10-7. It's a 13-7 Cleveland lead over Cincinnati at halftime. That is at Cleveland Stadium. In Buffalo, the Jets playing an emotional first half. Their first game without Dennis Byrd. They're trailing the Bills 10-3. And at halftime in New England, the Indianapolis Colts leading the Patriots by a score of 6-0. We turn now to baseball, which is holding its annual winter meetings in Louisville, Kentucky. Our Jim Gray is covering the Hot Stove League beat and has the latest.
It is cold outside here in Louisville, but inside, many in baseball are steamed over the signing of Barry Bonds by the Giants' new ownership in San Francisco. CBS Sports has learned that Bonds will sign a 6-year, $45 million base contract, and with incentives, it could go over $50 million. All of this to an industry who has gathered to discuss their economic woes.
Definitely surprised because these people said that part of their plan to make this team viable in San Francisco was to cut their payroll. And you know, if they are cutting it, this is a very funny way to start.
Are you stunned or astonished at the figure?
Well, yes, I think everyone is and should be.
I don't know why people should be stunned. People were talking about offering pitchers 5-year contracts, and why shouldn't somebody like Barry Bonds get 6 or 7 or even 8 years?
To me, the state of confusion continues in baseball because of the fact that, you know, in one column, in one article, you're reading how much trouble baseball's in, and in the next column, people are signing for $25, $30 million, which I'm happy for them, don't misunderstand me, but it makes you wonder.
Well, this signing has put such issues as Marge Schott, the search for a new commissioner, and possible new labor negotiations totally in the background. As for Bonds, well, 'tis the season to be jolly. And he will be quite jolly when he arrives here in Louisville about 7:30 this evening, when he'll sign his contract and pick up his first check. That's the story from here in Louisville.
Ticket prices aren't going up in Frisco, are they?
Imagine
the
that.
NFL continues on CBS after this word from your local station.
4D.
Tonight, a psychic sidekick helps Jessica find a missing millionaire.
He's dead.
But are her premonitions premeditated?
Blackmail?
An unpredictable murder, she wrote.
Oh.
Then, Katharine Hepburn and Ryan O'Neal in a holiday movie that will touch your heart.
You got spunk, babe. I am not your babe.
Tonight, The Man Upstairs.
All they want is your car, if you're lucky.
There was a gun right in my face.
Steal that car. An all-new 48 Hours Wednesday.
This is CBS.
Many people consider the Honda Accord to be head and shoulders above the Ford Taurus. However, there's one area where we fall considerably short. The $199 a month Honda Accord LX lease. See your Tri-State Honda dealer today.
There was a deposit made for our wedding there in '83. So, I mean, I had certain deposits, remember?
Mm-hmm.
How we used to put them in? And I'd say, this is for the wedding, this is for college.
We put 4 children through school, 2 girls and 2 boys.
And they're all good parents. It's great to know that I had it to give.
The Clarks have found that banking really is as easy as GSB.
I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Many people consider the Honda Accord LX to be above the Toyota Camry, when in fact, it's $1,700 below it. The $199 a month Accord LX lease. See your Tri-State Honda dealer today.
A grandmother says her daughter's killer went free on the next Maury.
Halftime at Veterans Stadium in downtown Philadelphia. The Eagles lead 14-10. We'll return with the second half right after this message.
Just what you wanted for the holidays. Movies from McDonald's for your family and friends. Give them the hilarious Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Or the family favorite Babes in Toyland. Each video just $5.99 when you buy any large sandwich. Or surprise them with Dances with Wolves, the original full-length version. Unbelievably priced at only $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich during McDonald's Holiday Film Festival. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Make it clear. Make it colorful. Make it both. The DeskJet 550C. With DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard, it's easy to make it happen.
Attenzione, prego. Cos'è questa cosa qua?
It's the Canon Photora.
Sembra sospetto. Guarda ragazzone.
With futuristic flash and long-range power zoom lens. The Photora from Canon, so advanced, it's simple.
Hey, the NFL is back this Saturday on CBS with the Giants against the Cardinals. Then Sunday, a terrific doubleheader. Steve Young and the Niners battle the Vikings. Then Emmitt Smith, my guy, and the Cowboys face the Redskins. Saturday, Sunday, the NFL on CBS. What a life. I'm a big fan.
A teenage girl murders her best friend, and then the victim's mother unknowingly lets her move in. Based on the shocking true story, A Killer Among Friends, Tuesday.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Subway, your holiday party headquarters. And by The Card, the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Another sellout crowd on hand at Veterans Stadium have watched the Eagles take a halftime lead of 14-10. Randall Cunningham with a huge first half, 181 yards of total offense, 30 of which came on this scramble that helped lead to the first touchdown of the ball game. Randall Cunningham with 87 yards rushing, and he also has a touchdown scored. It's been a big, big week for Randall, as he announced on his own television show yesterday.
On Thanksgiving, I decided to get engaged and get married on May the 8th, and I'm sure the cameras panned on her. There's my fiance right there, right. Felicity Diaga.
All right, congratulations.
Hey, you see her holding up that ring, didn't you?
Absolutely.
A lot of ice on that finger.
Well, and Randall can pay for that.
You bet.
He has been impressive in the first
He's
half.
earning his money today. That first drive on the ground, but then it was the second drive that was even more impressive when he completed 5 straight passes and got the Eagles that go-ahead touchdown.
Are you surprised at how easily the offenses have been able to dictate the tempo of this ball game?
Well, that's sometimes the way it is in the NFL. We talked about both defenses to begin the game and how dominant they had been. Well, the offenses hear that all week long, and they've risen to that old challenge deal, and have really, the offensive lines have controlled for both teams.
And to open the third quarter, the Eagles will return it. Jeff Seidner 5 yards back, and that is the 23rd time this season that Revez has kicked into a touchback. At the half, statistically, Philadelphia with 16 first downs to Minnesota's 7. They also have the edge on the ground. 87 of those came from Randall Cunningham. Offensive plays 40 in the first half. So the Eagles with a deserved lead right now of 18 minutes in time of possession, 18-11, and they lead on the scoreboard 14-10. Sherman. And a quick 15 out to the 35. Jack Del Rio with the stop.
It's going to be a super block here by the left side. Watch Herschel Walker with the lead. He comes up inside and seals John Randall rather. And that's just a huge hole behind Ron Heller and Herschel Walker on the left side.
15 on the last play, first down, 10 at the 35. Cunningham into the flat for Heath Sherman. He goes right by Todd Scott and picks up 9 out to the 45-yard line. That appears to be a foot short of the first down. Watching that block of Herschel Walker brings to mind the conversation we had with Ron Heller yesterday, and Ron said, I really think Herschel Walker gets a bigger kick out of a good block than a fine run.
Which is a little bit unusual, but we're talking about an unusual fella. Herschel Walker, Heller said that he gets more jacked up when he lays somebody out than he does even when he scores a touchdown. And he spends a lot of time with that offensive line in film sessions looking for potential good blocks.
Not something every running back does. Here's the handoff up the middle to Sherman. And the Eagles have another first down at the 49-yard line of Minnesota.
Kotite's doing a nice job in his play selection of keeping the Vikings off balance. He's hitting them this time in the second half, coming out with a couple of quick openers to his fullback. And he's moving Cunningham around in the pocket and giving him some short outlet receivers to get the ball to.
First down and 10 from the 49. Blitz. Walker. Nine-yard gain. Felix Wright with the tackle. And a feeling of satisfaction for Herschel Walker, I'm sure. There's the smile.
Good teamwork up in the middle. Watch 72, David Alexander, as he'll pass off Henry Thomas, go looking for somebody else, finds a middle linebacker and just screens Del Rio enough to give Walker the big gain of 9 yards.
Alexander out and over the ball on second and less than a yard. 160 yards given up on the ground today. Walker again. This time close for the first down. It's Del Rio in the middle. Two former Cowboys combating each other.
You see that statistic of all those yards the Eagles have gained on the ground. This Viking defense came in giving up 100 or just 99 yards rushing average. They have not allowed a 100-yard rusher to date, and Cunningham is only 13 yards away from that, and he hasn't even run the ball yet in the second half.
There's Mike Merriweather and the stretch of the chain now. There's the rushing defense again. 160 yards, 87 of which have come from Randall Cunningham. That much for the first down. On third down, Cunningham and Richie Kotite.
You know, that's the same distance, excuse me, Vern, that's the same distance as the ball in the first half when the Eagles were forced to call a timeout and they didn't get the measurement after requesting it from the officials. And remember how costly that was. That forced the Eagles to kick the field goal on third down instead of fourth down at the end of the first half, and he missed wide, right, and short.
Right. Third and a foot. Walker. Del Rio with the tackle. First down, Philadelphia at the 35-yard line. Well, Herschel Walker, probably the most discussed trade in the last 40 years in the NFL. But what do you think?
Well, you know, leads. That's pretty good. That means you're the best in the NFL in those statistics. And this year, he's, you know, up around 800 yards rushing. A lot of teams would like to have a back like Herschel Walker.
First down and 10 at the 35. Cunningham drills it low and incomplete. Well, I think back to the comment that Chris Dolman did make last night, because it cost Minnesota the draft choices and the players, and Dolman said when he talked to Dennis Green, and Green said, we are not going to rebuild, and Dolman said, how could you? We don't have any draft choices to rebuild.
Well, this team that Green took over was a 500 team last year. Well, that's not all that bad, 8-8. A lot of talent on this team, and what Green has done is he got their attention early, and they played well for him.
Heath Sherman is stopped by Chris Dolman.
This is Keith Byers, number 41, working against Al Noga, and you talk about an unselfish guy and versatile. He's blocking on a defensive end from the tight end position. Has sacrificed a lot of his personal goals to take that tight end position that Keith Jackson vacated.
Well, you know, the Eagles did a class thing, I think, though. They gave him $100,000 extra in salary because his incentives were gone by moving to tight end. That was done some time ago. Here's Cunningham running for the 9th time in the ball game. And he picks up 10. He's got 97 yards now.
That's going to be a fourth down and short. Kotite wants to go for it again. Cunningham selling out at the end of that run, diving for the down marker. Came up a yard short. But Kotite has already signaled to Cunningham, hey, stay in there. We're going to go for it on fourth down.
That is not a turtleneck. It's definitely a bandana. Been bothering me the whole day. It's got enough fabric in it to cover Broad Street.
It's very fashionable, though, Vern.
Yes. He looks chic. Fourth and a foot. Whoa! Bobble! And Cunningham has fumbled for the second time in the ball game.
He tried to go on a quick count. His team wasn't even set. The timing completely thrown off, trying to catch the Vikings off guard. And Cunningham just drops it. Watch, they're not even set. Barnett is not set there. And it wouldn't have mattered if Alexander even recovers this. It was fourth down.
Looked like
the center. Yeah, Vern looked like number 72. The center steps back on Cunningham's right foot. But Cunningham didn't even have the ball in his hands.
Imagine a V8 engine that's incredibly powerful, yet easy to maintain. Imagine a 5-speed automatic that's responsive, yet seamlessly smooth. Imagine a luxurious sedan that can actually help make you a better driver. Introducing the BMW 740 IL, a car that will have the competition playing catch-up once again. Imagine that.
We at Subway believe the key to a good holiday party isn't the music or the mistletoe, it's the food. So while you deck the halls, we're here to decorate the stomach with sandwiches. For instance, if folks just drop by, pick up a sack of subs and have an instant party. Or, if you know they're coming, our party platters feed any number of hungry guests. And finally, for big party fun, our party subs prove we'll go to any length to solve your holiday hunger needs.
For more information on how to have a happy holiday, visit the Subway near you.
He was as determined
Have you had enough of it?
as he was defiant,
I'm gonna do what I gotta do, get the union back.
as courageous
He said, why shouldn't he take you out in the alley and beat you until you beg for death?
as he was dangerous.
The Justice Department has plenty on you, Mr. Harper.
In every conflict there are casualties. The question is, what has been lost and what has been gained?
Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, Hoffa, rated R. Starts Christmas Day at theaters everywhere.
Yet another impressive offensive move by the Eagles comes to naught on fourth down when Alexander stepped on Cunningham's foot. The fumble recovered by the Vikings, and they have a first down and 10 with Sean Salisbury in at quarterback. Here's Hassan Jones in motion, and Terry Allen up to the 30-yard line.
Watch Alexander step right back on Cunningham's foot here. And now, you see Cunningham doesn't even have the ball in his hand. Maybe it's Mike Shad, number 79, who punches it out of his hand with his right arm. Timing was thrown way off on that play.
And after that miscue, Vikings get it back. They have a second down and 9. Anthony Carter will take the reverse to him, hand it off on the running play out to the 33-yard line. Brian Habib leading Terry Allen.
You've mentioned the name Anthony Carter. You say, where has he been since he caught that first pass of the day for 41 yards right down the middle? Salisbury hasn't even thrown him the ball. And this is the guy that's the big play guy for the Vikings, especially with Chris Carter out with a broken collarbone.
Chris Carter is here. He's on the bench in civvies, but he's also on injured reserve.
You know he was going to make this trip. He would have liked to have made it in uniform, though.
Yep. His story, the reverse of Herschel Walker's, of course. Here's Salisbury in the pocket. And that's going to be, I think, enough to move the chain. And I think they got a very generous spot.
He took the words right out of my mouth, Vern.
Boy.
It's going to be a first down, but it certainly appeared that he was short of that 40-yard line. Good tackle by Booty.
Really tough to tell there.
On Hassan Jones.
Salisbury deep right side for Jones, incomplete. Mark McMillan covering.
Go back to the previous play and check out the spot. Remember, he's got to get to this 40-yard line stripe. Here's Jones. Now, I tell you what, that's a terrible mark by the officials. He didn't even hardly got past the 39.
Right, and they gave him the 40 and a first down. Now it's second down and 10 coming up. Reggie White going against a former teammate, Tim Irwin. They were teammates at Tennessee some years back. That play looked messed up from the outset, and Allen is really messed up as he's tackled at the 40. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like the defenses for both teams got the wake-up call at halftime, Vern.
Tim Irwin, talking about his former teammate in college, Reggie White, said he was a 250-pound puppy when he was a freshman at Tennessee. Somehow he developed into a 300-pound man. It's hard to imagine a puppy weighing 250, but...
Yeah, Irwin said he went to Memphis in the USFL and got beefed up.
Salisbury settles, blocked by Allen. And he would have had a first down.
Now Irwin wants Reggie over the middle. Here he is, 92, working against Loudermilk. Watch the quickness on the snap hand of the center. Gets tripped up, but he forces Salisbury to move around and forces the incompletion.
By Sikahema, back to return the punt of Harry Newsom. Sikahema leads the league, and that 87-yarder was a touchdown and an emulation of Rocky beating on the goalpost pad. This one, Sikahema misjudges, and it goes by him and out of bounds at the 16-yard line. 6 minutes and 38 seconds remaining, third quarter. It's still 14-10 Philly.
My dad used to say, a man who said he never had a chance never took a chance. When you're in a restaurant, you have to try new things. You got to experiment, and you can't take the safe road. You have to look at what it takes to make the customer number one. I think American Express customers overall are by far the higher profile customer for fine dining. I've been a member since 1962. One of the originals, I think.
American Express is welcomed at the Sardine Factory and other fishy places.
Introducing Levi's loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
The Lone Ranger.
Who was that masked man who stopped the horses?
I don't know, but he give me this.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going and...
Wooly gets a new partner.
You expect me to hand over 20% of this place? What kind of moron do you think I am?
I don't think the kind really matter. Love and more Monday.
Randall Cunningham has 97 yards. Is he the only quarterback who can run? Never. 15 years ago, number 14 of the Chargers. He could run out of gas. 32 yards, longest of his career, the fleet-footed Daniel Fouts. Nice run, Nimble Legs.
I was done for the day. I went right in the locker room. I had nothing left.
Randall Cunningham has only a run of 30 yards. Surprised you, huh? Yeah. And he's out to the 21-yard line.
The thing that really killed me on that run, Vern, is it was that year that the NFL decided to move the hash marks closer. So you break the pocket, and you're that much farther from the sidelines to get out of bounds. I usually, the hash mark's a little bit closer. You don't have to run as far.
Where's Kellen Winslow when you need him?
He was in college back then. He might have been in high school.
That was a few years back, right? Second down. 14-10 is the score, 6:03. In the third, here's Sherman. Takes the lob and a flag is down back at the 10-yard line. So we could get additional yardage on roughing the passer. We will.
Yeah, the old frustration penalty. Cunningham just got rid of it before Dolman could get to him. But did you see the block by Keith Byers?
Here's Gordon McCarter.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 56 on the defense. Illegal late blow.
Yep, that's a good call by the official.
Spot, first down.
Dolman hasn't been close to Cunningham since the first quarter. A little bit frustrated. Now watch the block by Byers here, peeling back on Felix Wright. Oh, good night.
Oh, that was a terrific open field block.
You play the Eagles, you better find out where 41 is, or he might end your career. What a shot.
After the penalty, it's a first down at the 45. There's 41. Cunningham flips it quickly. And there's 41. Said after he was moved to tight end, he didn't think that the Philadelphia Eagles could win consistently with him full-time at that spot, and later said that perhaps he was misunderstood in trying to explain what he meant, but he's there for the duration, I would think.
Well, being versatile, he felt later on that the way that Heath Sherman was playing, that with Byers at tight end and Sherman in the backfield, this was the best personnel the Eagles could get on offense.
Now he is wide to the left, and here's Randall Cunningham coming to Calvin Williams, incomplete on the near side of the field.
Appeared the ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10. Philadelphia with 3 of their last 4 at home, including today. They're at Seattle next week, and then they wind up here against the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. Second and 10. 14-10. Eagles lead it. Cunningham. Williams, first down at the 20. Todd Scott makes the tackle.
Now this offensive line is doing a great job against this pass rush. Watch the time that Cunningham has in the pocket. He'll look out to the outside. That'll open up his receiver downfield. But he can't do all this unless he has time from the offensive line. There's a look to the halfback, and that opens up Williams for a big first down.
The Eagles had given up 45 sacks coming in. Randall Cunningham has been sacked just once in this ballgame. First and 10 at the 20, 14-10 Philadelphia. Again with time. Roy Green out of bounds near the 15-yard line. One sack so far from the Minnesota Vikings, and they've had 37 coming in.
And their defensive line the last couple of weeks has been without sacks. In fact, Dolman, before that first half sack on Cunningham, has been shut out 2 weeks in a row.
Dolman now with 13. He's got the 1 sack today, and that came on the opening series. Second down and 3. Here's the blitz and the pass. Left side. Perfect timing. Fred Barnett with a catch in front of McMillan. A flag is down at the 7-yard line. Defensive holding, or so Keith Byers indicates. Here's Gordon McCarter.
Holding. 38 defense. Penalty is declined. First down, goal to go.
The coach on the field for the Eagles is their center, Dave Alexander. He's got to make the proper calls along that line, and then he's got to block a guy that's a fraction of an inch off his nose. Good job by that offensive line, giving Cunningham all kinds of time to throw.
Sherman over left guard and left tackle, Mike Shadd and Ron Heller, and he is inside the 5 near the 3-yard line.
This Eagle football team now resembles that team back in the warm weather days of autumn when they were 4-0 to start the year, playing with a lot of emotion and effectiveness. This is Cunningham's best game probably of the entire season.
They went into Kansas City 4-0 and they got wiped out by the Chiefs. Then they lost again, and since then it's been teeter-totter. Win-lose, win-lose, win-lose. Trap play. Sherman down at the 1. That is not a touchdown. It'll be 3rd down.
You called it, Vern. It was a trap play up inside. Watch the handoff to Sherman. Eric Floyd comes across, Maurice Johnson, but it's a big hit there, and help from Vincey Glenn and Merriweather for Del Rio that keeps Sherman out of the end zone. Do you quarterback sneak here again? I might.
3rd and goal, 6'4" quarterback. Nice call. Been there and did that.
And the exclamation point. And you're seeing a Viking defense that is in shock.
Eagles have moved the ball at will, and Randall Cunningham has been the engineer. Now Ruzek will kick out of Jeff Fiegel's hole. Speaking of which, the Eagles have yet to punt in this ball game.
The one guy that can stop the quarterback is the middle linebacker. Del Rio gets flattened by Antone Davis, and Cunningham has his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Imagine a V8 engine that's incredibly powerful, yet easy to maintain. Imagine a 5-speed automatic that's responsive, yet seamlessly smooth. Imagine a luxurious sedan that can actually help make you a better driver. Introducing the BMW 740 IL, a car that will have the competition playing catch-up once again. Imagine that.
Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, a Rob Reiner film, A Few Good Men, rated R, at theaters Friday.
Searching for the perfect shave? You'll find it with Norelco. Our lift and cut system lifts the hair so when it's cut, it can drop below skin level without the blades touching your face. So for a perfect shave, remember, Norelco makes close comfortable.
Hey, Hattie told Maddie about some pizza she saw. 2 big pizzas that'll fill your jaw. Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
Yeah. Pizza, pizza. Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
And now at Little Caesars, you can get 2 pizzas with cheese and pepperoni for only $5.99.
Pizza, pizza.
All they want is your car, if you're lucky.
There was a gun right in my face.
Steal that car. An all-new 48 Hours Wednesday.
Big block by Antone Davis on that play, Vern. He just flattened the middle linebacker, Del Rio. Del Rio's thinking about the fullback, and now he's thinking, where did that 325-pound truck come from?
Antone Davis has been enjoying the moment on the sideline with David Archer, the backup quarterback, and Randall Cunningham and Reggie White. And there's reason to smile.
Well, he deserves it. He's taken a lot of criticism in his short time here in Philadelphia. But the big man can play this game, and he has really improved under the guidance of Bill Muir, their offensive line coach.
21-10. Ruzak kicks it off. Very short. Into the wind. Taken at the 21. Fumble. And a wrestling match.
Major league scrum going on right now.
Minnesota retains possession.
Coach is out on the field trying to get in on that one. It's a short kickoff, and that's what causes West to take his eye off the ball. And now it's anybody's guess.
Minnesota does recover it somewhere at the bottom of that pile. So the Vikings get it back, but they trail by 11.
$45, eating 45 cents, eating 46 per pound, $4,700 phone, one time, got them 47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been.
I can take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10. Give me 10, a 20 bid. Give me 29, 30. Give me 39, 40 bid. Give me 49, 50. Give me 59, 60 bid. Give me 69, 70. Give me 79, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
It couldn't have happened at a worse time for us. That's the week that we take more catalog orders on our 800 number than any other week of the year. No one could make it into work that day. AT&T saved the day for us.
We had designed their 800 service with such powerful backup features that within minutes, they were able to reroute their calls to other sites around the country. They did a full day of Christmas season business, and no one was there.
If you have a business that lives and dies by an 800 service, you go with the most reliable, and that's AT&T.
You're looking at a small miracle. It's called an electronic twin-panel sunroof. It's a piece of automotive technology unlike any you've ever seen before. But then, so is this. Introducing the BMW 525i Touring. Lease a BMW 525i Touring for under $500 a month.
You are watching the National Football League on CBS Sports.
How dominant has this Eagle offense been? Take a look at these numbers, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, they're all wow numbers, Vern. You got 25 first downs, and this, we still got another quarter to play.
Quarter and 94 seconds. First down at the 31. Salisbury. Andy Harmon. That's his 5.5 sack. And he gets a headbutt from Seth Joyner.
Well, this is what Salisbury feared, was that pressure, but he didn't expect it to come out right up the middle. Harmon's done a heck of a job in just his second year, being one of the guys replacing Jerome Brown.
Philadelphia felt like they had learned something about themselves in the second half last week against the 49ers, even though they lost. I believe they have. Roger Craig out to the 27-yard line. Andy Harmon makes the tackle again. Final minute, third quarter.
I think basically what it comes down to is desire and motivation. Well, what is motivating the Eagles today? Well, it's what happened to them last year. They didn't make the playoffs because they finished 10-6. A loss today would have made them 7-6. That magic number is 6. They don't want to see it.
Third and 14. Deep right side, incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
Boy, and it's the littlest guy in the field that's making big plays in the secondary for the Eagles. Mark McMillan was all over the receiver that time, playing like a big man.
He's 5'7" when he's on tiptoe. And Harry Newsom is back to punt. This time the Eagles have a 9-man front and 2 deep. Seidner and Sikahima wait at the 30-yard line. That's a nice punt. Taken by Sikahima at the 25. Got some blocks. Smith with the final block. There's a flag down. This one might come back.
Now this one is going to be argued because it was thrown really late by the official. They're going to call Ken Rose for an illegal block, but it was thrown well beyond and after Sikahima was down the sidelines. And this will nullify that fantastic return. Watch the picket line being set up on the left side, on the right side here. There's a block by Allen, and there's the one by Rose on Novoselsky. And that's what gets the flag thrown right about now.
Illegal block in the back. 55 receiving team during the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
The flag came very, very late. There's Ken Rose. And it wipes out a 51-yard punt return by Vi Sikahima. 9 seconds remaining, quarter number 3.
The DeskJet 500 black and white printer. The DeskJet Portable. The DeskJet 550C printer with color. See what you can do. With DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard, it's easy to make it happen.
I'm Spike. This is my house. And these are my housemates. Let's play some ball. I ain't playing ball with no ball hogging, trash talking, showboat, Nike wearing, high flying, donut dunking, hip hopping homeboy from Harlem. And I ain't playing ball with no flat-footed, Boston loving, gravity bound, Nike wearing, no dribbling, golden hair, hockey playing, farm boy from South Dakota. Hold up. If we're gonna live together, we gotta play together. The more colors, the more better. Peace.
Just try Black & Decker's Power Driver with torque control. You'll notice one major difference, the clutch. The higher the setting, the more powerful it gets. Power Driver and Power Driver with torque control from Black & Decker.
Share the joy of the holidays with movies from McDonald's. Take home the hilarious Dirty Rotten Scoundrels or the family favorite Babes in Toyland. Each video just $5.99 when you buy any large sandwich. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
This is a good call by the officials because we have 2 infractions here. The first is a legal block in the back by Rose on Novoselsky, but here's one too. Can't hit the man in the back there. That's Saran Stacy. Could have got called as well.
And that wipes out a 51-yard punt return. First down at the 21. Could be the final play of quarter number 3. That's a busted play. And Randall Cunningham loses yardage back to the 20-yard line. That'll impact on his rushing average.
And that'll get Herschel Walker's attention because it appeared Herschel went the wrong way.
2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Now there are none. That's the end of the third quarter with a score 21-10 Philadelphia. Our coverage continues after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
Imagine a V8 engine that's incredibly powerful, yet easy to maintain. Imagine a 5-speed automatic that's responsive, yet seamlessly smooth. Imagine a luxurious sedan that can actually help make you a better driver. Introducing the BMW 740 IL. A car that will have the competition playing catch-up once again. Imagine that.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says Belle of Pennsylvania on the front. Right. It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell the genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
Kenny Rogers on the next line.
The Minnesota Vikings have been outstanding on the road in 1992. They have won 5, but as we enter the fourth quarter, they trail here 21-10.
Yeah, they're averaging 31 points a game on the road. That's unbelievable number, but only 10 so far today.
Second down and 10, Randall Cunningham and the Eagles with back split behind him. They hand it off to Sherman, and he is caught and dropped at the 21. Al Noga with the tackle. Minnesota coming into Philadelphia with a 9-3 mark. They could win the division with a victory today. They also could have gotten help from Green Bay, but Green Bay is leading huge in its game over Detroit. And it's a tough schedule that the Vikings have down to the finish of the season. 3rd and 10, and Cunningham out of the shotgun. Blitz is coming. Randall is caught and sacked for the 3rd time today.
That's a great play by Mike Merriweather. He's really the outlet safety valve for the defense on that play. Anthony Parker came free on the quarterback, and Cunningham just runs right by him. Here's Parker, 27, can't make the play, and it's a diving tackle by Merriweather that perhaps saves another long run by Randall Cunningham.
And Jeff Feagles is on to punt for the first time in the ball game. Rides the win with a huge kick. Anthony Parker has it at the 27. Good downfield coverage. James Joseph, the running back. Excellent play on special teams. Minnesota gets it back with 13:49 remaining in the ball game, but they trail by 11.
I drove it for 8 years.
Your Toyota dealer invites you to see the all-new Corolla.
I never got so much out of a car.
And discover a special lease program that makes getting a new Corolla easier than ever.
But I've gone on to bigger and better things. Just got the new one.
For as little as $179 a month with no money down, you get more room, more comfort, and more safety features. A great car becomes a great deal. Discover the new Corolla lease program at your Toyota dealer and rediscover value.
Remember the 50s? Well, Wendy's is bringing them back with the new Wendy Melt. A quarter pound of fresh beef, sauteed onions, Dave's special sauce, and 2 slices of Swiss on a toasted Kaiser bun. The Wendy Melt. It's a 50s thing.
It's crazy, man. Crazy.
More reliable than most, this umbrella, the Traveler's innovative commercial insurance services save companies millions. Open in case you want strength and experience the Traveler's way. You're better off under the umbrella.
Braun introduces Flex Control, the first electric shaver with a pivoting head. Flex Control automatically adjusts to every contour of your face. Under the chin, under the lip, that tricky spot under your nose. You'll get the closest Braun shave yet. Flex Control from Braun, the last word in shavers.
This game summary is sponsored by Kodak Photo CD System.
There has been a spotlight on Randall Cunningham today, and he's responded with 2 touchdowns, 95 yards rushing, 161 passing, the negative 2 fumbles. But look at the time of possession. Philadelphia has had the ball twice as long as the Vikings. 1st and 10, Minnesota. They tried the reverse to Joe Johnson. And he works his way upfield for a gain of 9 to the 39-yard line. Tackle is made by Reggie White.
Yeah, the Vikings are down by these 11 points. Their defense is capable of scoring points and creating turnovers, but this offense really hasn't done much since the second quarter. They've got a lot of time, all of this fourth quarter, to get back into this.
They'll hand it off to Allen, and he runs into Byron Evans. He does pick up the first down at the 43-yard line.
And you watch their play selection on these first two plays, and it's very similar to what they've done in the first half when they were having success. There's Jack Burns, the offensive coordinator, and he realizes that with one score, they're back into it, and then they can turn that defense loose.
1st and 10, Salisbury at quarterback. 21-10 is the score, 12:45 remaining. Play action. Salisbury to Allen, and he's tackled and bumped out of bounds by Seth Joyner. He is not out of bounds. The clock will continue to run. That's a modest gain of 3.
It's a modest gain, but it's still a gain, and that's the important thing, is you build momentum through successful plays. Although it was just 3 yards, Salisbury was looking to go deeper, but he read the defense and came down to his outlet receiver, and he's moving the chains.
2nd down now at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 7. Tough game.
Red badge of courage.
Into the flat. Nice lean by Anthony Carter with his 2nd catch. I don't know if he got the first down, but he put it out there close.
That was a heck of a throw by Salisbury and a heck of a tackle by Little Mac, Mark McMillan. We've seen Carter step out of those tackles so often in his career and make big yardage.
Now they will bring the chain out.
I think we're setting an NFL record for measurements today, Vern.
Yes.
Right on the heels of that controversial one in San Francisco for the Eagles last week.
This one is a little easier to see. And it's short.
Yeah, 4 lengths short.
4 lengths. Leads me to a segue, as they say in the trade. Sean Salisbury, as a kid, used to love to eat link sausage, and he was superstitious about it. There was an article written back in the Twin Cities about his superstition with link sausage. He said when he got on the plane yesterday, Darren Nelson had put 4 link sausages into his coat pocket. Hadn't helped much. 3rd down. Oh, my! It looked like Byron Evans with the tackle, but it is a first down. What a hit by the middle linebacker.
He's having his best year of his career. Watch 56 come over the top here and just stop dead Terry Allen.
That's a first down despite the play by, oh my goodness. I tell you, that was a collision of 2 imposing forces. Fake reverse, Salisbury, screen pass. Allen breaks the tackle and is down at the 37. That's close for another first down.
Well, watch the collision as we go back one play. And we can see dust fly or stuffing. Something's coming out of those bodies.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guess what?
Another measurement.
And again, they're short.
Well, if you're a fan of chain links, got to be your kind of day.
We needed one more sausage story.
I'm out of them. Oh, dear. That'll be just short again at the 37. Bud Carson, a terrific defensive coordinator. Last week, the Vikings over 400 yards. Today, they've been limited to 170. 2nd and 1 officially. 10:38 remaining in the game. Roger Craig, and he's popped as he enters no man's land.
It's William Thomas's turn this time to drill a Viking running back. Number 51 sent Roger Craig right on his seat of his pants. Watch from the right side of the screen. Craig has a nice hole, picks up the first down, but then he gets the old high-low treatment.
First down and 10, Minnesota at the 34-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. They trail by 11. Blitz. Salisbury goes deep, man coverage too far. Hassan Jones and Eric Allen stride for stride at the 5.
Now, you're not going to fool Eric Allen very often. Salisbury tried to pump to one side of the field and come all the way back, hoping to catch number 21 asleep, but no dice. The Eagles might have got away with one here, hitting the quarterback a little bit late. There's the pump to the right side. Now he's going to go all the way to the other side of the field, and William Thomas takes 1-2 steps. That should have been called roughing the passer.
And wasn't, and Thomas knew he was on the edge.
Yeah, looked real guilty when he raised those hands, didn't he?
Play clock down to 2. And delay of game called. Salisbury trying to get his people in the right formation. That'll cause Dennis Green to cross the arms.
Well, remember, Salisbury just had his paper shuffled for him by William Thomas.
The timeout request was too late. 5 yards, still second down.
You never know about those hits to the head. He got the shot from Thomas, and then he hit his head on the ground. And the Vikings were late getting the play into him and got it all messed up.
That cost him 5. It'll be a second down and 15. Anthony Carter leaves the playing field. Hassan Jones goes to the left side. Tice and Steve Jordan come to the right. Now Jordan in motion. Salisbury drills the ball to Jordan, and he's got a first down. Minnesota at the 22. A gain of 16 when the need was 15.
Real creative passing game off of this formation. It's 2nd and 15. The Vikings come with 3 tight ends. Watch Jordan move in motion and then circle down the field and find a huge hole in the secondary. One of the best tight ends in football, doing it blocking for the running back and catching passes.
Play action. Salisbury. Roger Craig to the 13-yard line. 9:10 remaining. Minnesota moving the ball now against Philadelphia, though they trail by 11.
Now the offensive line of the Vikings is regaining control of that line of scrimmage. Salisbury's had time to find his outlet receiver, as he did that time.
2nd and 1. Allen gets a block from Jordan, and he's got a first down at the 10-yard line. 8:34, and the clock continues to run.
We talk about the natural tendency of Terry Allen on a play that looks like it's designed to go to the outside. It's the old toss, and he has the natural instinct to cut it back up. That time he did it inside of Clyde Simmons and picked up a nice gain for the first down.
1st and goal officially from the 10. 8:10 to go. Vikings need 2 touchdowns to take the lead. Allen driving and down at the 1-yard line.
Good job by Randall McDaniel clearing a huge hole. Habib comes on the trap, and Allen, with the 2nd and 3rd effort, breaks 1 tackle, takes it inside the 1-yard line.
7:32 remaining in the game. That much for the touchdown. Allen, no. Ken Rose leading the defensive effort for the Philadelphia Eagles. It'll be 3rd and goal.
They lost a couple of inches on that play.
Thomas and Seth Joyner urging the fans to make some noise in the end zone.
And remember, the Eagles are pretty good at this. Just ask the Phoenix Cardinals, huh, Vern?
That's right, 7 shots from in close. Allen, touchdown. And that end zone becomes very quiet all of a sudden.
Real smart run by Terry Allen.
I was just thinking of Joe Bugle and the Phoenix Cardinals. Maybe they should have tried that. Get to the outside.
Now that play was designed to go up over the top off tackle. Allen said, that didn't work too good the last time. I got this ringing headache. I'm going to bounce it outside. He does, and they score.
Fouad Reve's kick is good. With 6 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the ball game, the lead has been cut to 4, 21-17.
Now Seth Joyner is going to knock a couple of the interference guys down and a few of his own. Allen smartly goes to the outside for the score.
Sony introduces the new standard in television. Trinitron XBR Squared.
Hey, look! It's the Grand Canyon!
It'll change the way you feel about everything you see. From Sony.
What do you smell?
I can't smell anything. My nose is clogged, yeah.
For fast relief, try Dristan 12-hour nasal spray. Now smell.
It's an orange. Dristan nasal spray just works incredibly fast.
Dristan, the face of relief today.
When regular drills hold you back, send in the Ranger cordless drill from Black & Decker. It goes anywhere to handle all the tough jobs. No strings attached. The Ranger cordless drill, a powerful gift idea from Black & Decker.
I've had a Toyota pickup for 6 years, and I love it. It's the fact that I need a bigger truck. And I told them in my letter that I'd like a bigger sized truck. They brought it down, they said, here, take a look at this, see what you think. Here it comes. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, guys, come here. At first, you know, I had my doubts that we all going to get in here comfortably. Roomy, huh?
Yeah, it's roomy.
Hello.
It's roomy. That's the thing.
Introducing the Toyota T100, the answer to the big question.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by your Toyota dealer, who invites you to see the big new Toyota T100 pickup. McDonald's, what you want is what you get, guaranteed at McDonald's today. And by the new Bic Twin Select for normal and sensitive skin. There's a Bic for every beard.
6 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in regulation play. 21-17 now. And here is Reve's kick, taken by Jeff Seidner. And a good open field tackle prevents a huge gain. As it is, he got a good one. That's a 30-yard kickoff return for Seidner. Joe Johnson saved about 30 or 40 more.
Let's check out Seth Joyner on the previous second down. Here he is, number 59. Watch him come up over the top as well and keep Allen out of the end zone. But it's on third down. Here he is. He'll come over and knock Ken Rose off and keeps Rose from making the tackle on Allen.
Herschel Walker gets the handoff. Pressure now shifts over to the Minnesota Viking defense, which has been manhandled by the Eagles today.
That was a huge kickoff return by Seidner because it shortens the field for the Eagles. They're thinking now a field goal gives them a 7-point lead again. Puts them in more of a commanding position. Right now, go ahead.
It makes them much less conservative, perhaps, on offense, huh?
Well, and a lot less nervous. I mean, you're talking about comfort zones. When you're out to your 40-yard line as an offense, that's a pretty good place to be.
Second down and 7 with 5:50 remaining in the game. Cunningham goes right, fires it. Myers makes the catch at the 47-yard line. Our score 21-17. Let's go back to New York and check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Vern, if the Vikings are to make the playoffs today, they won't do it via a Packer loss. Terrell Buckley intercepts Andre Ware to halt a Detroit drive. It is the 4th Lions turnover of the afternoon. It is 38-10 Green Bay, 5 minutes to play in Milwaukee. Vern?
That definitely was a turning point in that game, wasn't it, Vern?
I thought it was compelling. Third down.
I think we can give the Packers a W.
3rd and 3. 21-17. Out of the shotgun, stunts by the Viking defense. Big play. Al Noga.
This is 46 sacks on the year against Randall Cunningham again. It's a twist in the middle, and Noga just gives Cunningham no other choice but to peel that football and eat it.
That is the 4th sack of the day, and here is Jeff Feagles on to punt. It's a short one, and it takes a Minnesota roll back to the 30-yard line. Well, the Vikings held when they had to. Now the offense gets the ball back. It's up to the Eagle defense to stop Minnesota.
When I hit 100,000 miles, I was driving home from a bat cave where I'd just seen 6 million bats.
I'd say it would be
when I hit 200,000 miles, I was on my way to a 100th birthday party.
Actually,
Okay, it happened right where the fence starts on the Lamont Bridge.
I don't remember the specific place I was at.
Where were you when your Toyota truck hit 100, 200, 300,000 miles or more? Tell us about it.
I never started really paying attention to mileage till it reached about 400,000.
A twin blade from Bic?
What's in it for me?
I'm a big man. Big man.
This is new? A twin for normal skin and a twin for sensitive, right?
I'm a big man.
Yeah, well, I'm a sensitive guy, so I tried it.
Big man.
It was good. It was great. The new Bic Twin Select. Normal, sensitive. It really blew me away. It made a big man out of me.
It's McDonald's Holiday Film Festival, now featuring the American epic Dances with Wolves. The original full-length video unbelievably priced at just $7.99 when you buy any large sandwich. So hurry in and pick up Dances with Wolves. Also available, the family favorite Babes in Toyland and the hilarious Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. These films just $5.99 each when you buy any large sandwich. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. The Vikings on the road trying to win the division with a victory today. And they trail by 4. Coming up next Sunday at 12:30 Eastern, a doubleheader on CBS. First game, most of you will see these same Vikings at home against the 49ers. And in the second game, most of you will watch Dallas at Washington. Others will see New Orleans at the Rams or Philadelphia at Seattle. Jim McMahon leads the cheers. First down and 10, 70 yards away from a go-ahead score. Into the flat, picked off, intercepted by Seth Joyner. Touchdown, Eagles. And a salute to the end zone. His third interception of the season, and he brings it in 22 yards out for the touchdown. Now that's a compelling interception.
Well, that interception there wins the game for the Eagles. His second touchdown of the year. And Salisbury had played an error-free game up to that moment. Thought he could get the ball over Joyner's head. He got it over his head, but he didn't get it over that one-hand grab.
Roger Ruzek with the extra point.
Watch Joyner, he's on the outside of this picture here. The pass is going to come to Terry Allen, or so Salisbury would have hoped. Joyner was on his way to the quarterback, saw the halfback come outside, made a fantastic catch, and easily scored. But it's that end zone salute, Vern, that you talked about. And what it is Joyner, after he gets in the end zone, is going to run over and stand in front of a sign that is in the memory of Jerome Brown. He searches it out, knows exactly what he wants to do.
Very touching. Bud Carson, the coordinator of the defense for the Eagles.
Just a great athletic move by Joyner. There's the sign that Seth saw, obviously, before the game. He was rushing the passer, trying to get pressure on the passer, read the halfback Allen on the swing pattern, and came out and made a fantastic play. That's why he's considered the best outside linebacker in football right now.
Seth Joyner, in tribute to his late friend, still wears Jerome Brown's number 99 carved in the back of his hair. And a very touching tribute at the end of the play. Ronnie West for the Vikings. An Israeli airman is a prisoner in Lebanon, and a Muslim holy man is a prisoner in Israel. What he tells Leslie Stahl tonight on 60 Minutes can free them both. That's followed by Murder, She Wrote, and the CBS Sunday movie, The Man Upstairs.
Offside, number 95, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Starring Katharine Hepburn and Ryan O'Neal. That's all tonight on CBS.
What about Gordon McCarter? He wants to get on the show too.
He's had enough airtime today.
We come into this game, the Vikings had made a real name for themselves, returning interceptions and fumbles for touchdowns, have 7 on the year, but that was the 4th time that the Eagles have done it. They're not too shabby themselves on defense.
So we'll re-kick with 4:25 remaining in the ball game. And the score now 28-17. The Eagles have scored in every quarter thus far. But the biggest play of the game came from Seth Joyner just a moment ago.
Now the Vikings need a huge kickoff return here. 4.5 minutes to go. They need a big boost from their special teams.
Ruzek's kick taken by Darren Nelson at the 17, and a fine open field tackle denies him the 30-yard line. Saran Stacy makes the tackle, number 27. Well, Minnesota had a chance to clinch today with a victory. Green Bay is winning big. That pulls them closer. And Minnesota, with a loss today, would fall to 9-4, and their lead over the Packers would be only 2 games. And here's the remaining schedule. They get the 49ers at home, at Pittsburgh, and then what is potentially a huge game, Green Bay in the Metrodome. Salisbury, right side, Allen, out of bounds at the 35.
And Denny Green told us yesterday he thought his team was getting a bum rap because they hadn't beaten anybody with a better than 500 record. Well, it appears they're going to lose to this team, the Eagles, who have a better than 500 record, as do the 49ers and the Steelers, and all of a sudden the Packers.
Right. So the test comes at the end of the season for this resurgent Minnesota Viking football team. 4:09 to go in the ball game. Salisbury, that's high and caught on a rebound, then dropped. Now they say incomplete pass. That Anthony Carter never did have possession. And Mark McMillan is right there with him.
McMillan's had a heck of a day. So many of the defensive players of the Eagles have been impressed with McMillan's ability to cover. They say he's unbelievable. He's always right on the guy, but his size is such a disadvantage at only 160 pounds that they're really concerned whether he can make tackles or not. So far today, he hasn't had to make too many.
3rd and 4. Caught by Hassan Jones, and he gets out of bounds with a first down, and he stops the clock with 3:57 remaining.
Vikings do have 3 timeouts remaining, but they need a big play in a hurry, being down by 11 points. They've done awfully well scoring points in the 4th quarter this year. Came in as the 3rd highest scoring team in the league behind San Francisco and Buffalo.
Trailing now by 11. They had cut it to 4, and then the big play by Seth Joyner when he intercepted Salisbury and returned it for a touchdown. On 1st and 10, Salisbury goes deep right side for Anthony Carter, and it's overthrown. McMillan with pretty good coverage. The pass on the outside shoulder of Carter, and he was expecting it inside.
Now McMillan took away the outside and forced him into the inside, and a quarterback normally will throw this ball closer to the sidelines, but that's perfect coverage by the rookie from Alabama.
He's a feisty young one, isn't he?
Yeah, he said, no, that's a regulation basketball he can dunk. It's not one of those Nerf ones. Says he can palm it. Go behind his back.
I'm beginning to believe him.
Yeah.
2nd and 10, 3:51 to go. Flag is down. Allen is out of bounds. We may get a holding call. This one may come back. They threw it right at the feet of Tim Irwin. And he will come over and argue and try and make use of his law degree.
And his argument will be overruled by the judge.
Reggie White says, what do you want to do with this?
Holding, number 64, offense. 10-yard penalties accepted. Repeat 2nd down.
It was Randall McDaniel, and Irwin was acting as his legal counsel.
Yeah, it was a moot point, though.
Tim Irwin said yesterday the one thing he's learned while practicing law in the offseason in his hometown of Knoxville is you treat the judges with a bit more respect than you do the officials on the football field.
Well, they got the gavel, that's why.
On 2nd down. Salisbury, deep left side, Hassan Jones, Eric Allen, perfect coverage. Incomplete pass. This is a secondary in which Eric Allen is the only starter who's still at his original position. And look what they've done the last 3 weeks and then compare it to today.
And this has got to be really bothersome for Denny Green, because his quarterbacks have not got the ball in the end zone by the pass in a long time. Gannon threw 11 touchdown passes in the first 6 games, and Salisbury only has a couple himself.
3rd and 20 with 3:39 remaining. Blitz. Sack. That's 5. Andy Harmon gets credit for it, but make it a coverage sack. Good downfield work by the secondary.
Yeah, that old 3rd down and 22 to go. That's not too hard to play pass defense in that situation.
Sikahima is practicing his boxing stance back at the 30-yard. Look at this. Riddick Bowe, get ready.
That might be out of his weight class, though.
Perfect. Watch him go. Now we know shadow boxing's the secret.
I tell you what, he just may have delivered the knockout blow to the Vikings with that return. He always seems to make the first guy miss. Little tiny moves, too. Not real flashy, but very, very determined and experienced. This is why the Eagles went out and got him off of Plan B from Green Bay. Top punt returner in the NFC.
He had a 51-yarder wiped out by a penalty earlier. This time it's a 25-yard return off the 43-yard punt. Cunningham. Heath Sherman gets the handoff. Well, it would appear now with 2:45 remaining that the Minnesota Vikings and Sean Salisbury are going to suffer the defeat and fall to 9-4. Green Bay is winning big, so they will be 2 back. And the Philadelphia Eagles will go to an 8-5 record. And then they go out to Seattle next week. The Jets leading Buffalo. And by the way, our thoughts go out to Dennis Byrd and the encouraging news that we heard from Lenox Hill Hospital yesterday. Second down at the 35-yard line, 28-17. Tackle is made by Jack Del Rio. That'll be short of a first down at the 33-yard line. David Alexander, who was a teammate of Dennis Byrd's at the University of Tulsa. You see the number 90 on the back of David Alexander's helmet in tribute to his fallen teammate. We're at the 2-minute warning.